Yo. It's up to you. Whatever, who cares, bro? It's up. No, you brought it back from the dead. You forced me. Hold on, let me just fix this first. Yeah, I'm gonna put. I have it set up.
Alright. Man, a lot of people probably just gonna come to trash talk me.
Why? Why would they trash talk you? Hold on, let me shut up Discord for a second. All right.
Running out of endurance.
Oops. Fuck out of here. It's right. It is the first one since AUD. No, no. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, I guess that would be interesting. Sure, why not? What is wrong with you? Oh, I mean, I could do that, but then we'd just be sitting. Like, I'm actually streaming some content so people can watch me just running around following other pins. Because that's the one time in the game that I actually follow other pins. Otherwise, I never follow anybody. I've never followed. Well, Dodds back in the day, and then Tiffany if she's commanding, but and Silver obviously just in in guild. No, I'll go live right now. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me go live, and then we'll do it. All right. You're more, you might be more pumped than I am, to be honest. Oh no. Listen, I'm the interviewer, you are the interviewee. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, I'm going live. Hold on. Alright, we're now live. Look at that. Hold on, let me just make sure. So, we're here with Holy Azure from Hardstuck.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And you are on Stormbluff File, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you know, the server you left.
You'll have to be you'll have to be a little bit more specific, you know.
Yeah.
I move around a lot.
I know. Just pulling your leg.
But,
Somebody in Stormville File told me to mention that.
I mean, if you get butthurt about a guild or player moving servers
know.
today, then you clearly haven't been
I mean,
around in
and
this
that's
game
like
long enough.
super old news too, because that happened like years ago now, right?
About a year and a half ago.
Mm,
So
I feel like
I came back to this really quick, but this is not about me.
Yeah.
This is about you. This is your show, my friend. But we
Uh,
came back to the
I'll
game.
see.
We came back to the
Yeah.
game during COVID. We just rolled randomly on SBI because it was the most open server, and it went full, so we moved off. It was pretty simple. Had nothing to do with anything else. Eh,
Yeah.
Here
Hey,
I
oh
am,
yeah, Ken.
giving
Thanks for
my
that
sub
sub.
to this old man.
Oh, get out of here. I'm not old. F you, bro.
Okay.
But so Hardstuck. It's a newer guild on SBI. No, newer World v World guild, right? More or less. You guys have been around in PV, do the raid thing.
So Hardstuck, in general, personally, I don't consider it a guild. It's more like an esports organization. That's the way I look at it.
Esports organization.
Yeah, because
In GW2?
yeah, definitely.
Okay. We'll talk more about that.
I mean, that's the way I define it, honestly.
Okay.
In my eyes, it's not a normal guild that anyone can join because you have to apply. Like Hardstuck is full of, players that want to organize events. Like lead meta trains, whether that's PvE or form up teams on PvP. And of course, Hardstuck hosts a bunch of tournaments and stuff, like
Right,
giant
right.
tournaments. So,
Okay.
so recently the World v World division started, and sorry if
Led
you
by
hear my
you,
dog.
right?
Yeah, sure. So,
What
so
do you mean?
like,
Yeah, sure. It is or it isn't.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm the main commander for NA, but like, I'm just a pugmander at the end of the day when it comes to it. Honest to God, that's really what I am. Just a genuine World of World pugmander.
But wait, hold on. So that doesn't square. Like you're saying that Hardstuck
I'm
is
not
this
like,
hardcore esports competitive group of players,
yeah,
but then you're the main commander for Hardstuck NA. Let's just just so we're
yeah,
clear, there's an EU and NA,
yeah.
Hardstuck NA. But you're saying you're just a pugmander. That doesn't square, does it? Or does it?
So, so I'm the person that tags up the most in Hardstuck. That's what you can say. I'm not like a guild officer. I mean,
Okay.
like I'm not like a leader. Like I'm not the lead of Hardstuck. I'm just the commander for Hardstuck. Um,
But when Hardstuck gets out in World v World, you try to be competitive, no?
yeah, I do try to be competitive. How about the way I command as a pugmander, I would break myself down as 60% PPT, 40% fights.
Okay.
Because in my head, instead of like, spawn camping or roaming around open field, waiting for a Zerg to show up, I'll just push an objective and the fight will show up there. Um, so that's how I kind of operate. But more about Hardstuck, you know, really the goal or the objective of Hardstuck is to just be like an entry point for players to learn about the game modes, specifically World v World. We just want to be like a resource and help people, get involved and used to World v World. Part of that, of course, eventually later, it's been 1 month, Endo, so I don't have like a core group of people that are like fully comped, ready to go, GVG style.
I never said you
But
did or had to.
yeah, but like once Alliance
But
starts, yeah, go ahead.
no, but I mean, I think at its, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, at its core, to build a core, right? Like you need to have a level of competitiveness and some goals you want to achieve, both in the short term and the long term. Would you not agree?
Yeah, yeah,
So
I agree
do
with
you
that.
do you encourage meta? Do you encourage comp? Do you focus on, explaining the details of World v World?
Yeah, of course I do. I always tell people if you want to win fights, you have to play meta. But I'm an open squad. I'm never closed squad. I'm never voice only. I don't do that. That's not my style. Because that's part of Hardstuck's philosophy is to be, very open, very welcoming for any player to join up. It's a pickup group. That's what it is. So I invite anyone that I see that's not in a squad. Oh, get in my squad. Why? Because you're better off playing in a squad than playing alone. In a squad, you'll get boons and heals. That's pretty much it.
True.
So, uh, once Alliances comes out, none of this is confirmed. So this is just, an idea that's out there. Uh, you know, I'm not the person that makes the decision, by the way, which is why I'm saying I'm not the leader. Once Alliances comes out, I believe we might be creating like a World v World Hardstuck guild. That guild will only be used for World v World. Right now, Hardstuck, the guild that I'm in, the actual real Hardstuck, it comprises of multiple players. Like, let me check real quick. It's like 400 players, but that doesn't mean all 400 players play World v World. That's why Hardstuck's not a World v World guild. Um, again, this is an organization, an esports gaming organization for Guild Wars 2 specifically. For Hardstuck, the rule is if you're in the Discord for Hardstuck, you're pretty much part of the guild. That's it, plain and simple. You don't have to be part of the in-game guild. That's how open and welcoming we are. We want everybody to be part of Hardstuck, because it's a resource. Again, that's what we are. It's just a resource, an entry point for every game mode, whether that's PvP, PvE, or World vs. World. Reason why I stepped up for World vs. World when Mighty T fought, was looking for someone, was because I agree with a lot of his, ideologies and philosophy about World vs. World and how it should kind of operate. So, my goal in Hardstuck is to just grow the World v World community. That's pretty much it. I want more players playing the World v World community. Who doesn't? I'm pretty sure you want more people playing World v World.
No, I want less. Just like two people
What?
running around in World v World at the end of the day, No,
So,
definitely. I mean,
yeah.
that's why I Pugman, right? I'm probably the most active Pugmander on NA.
But are you really a Pugmander though? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
I would kind of disagree on that, honestly, because you play like private squads and you play
I
only,
play
right?
private squad during NA, but
Okay.
Discord only. Anyone can join.
Uh-huh.
Pugman, anyone can join. It's just get on comms.
Okay, so if they're not on comms, they're not invited to the squad, or you kick them, right?
Yeah. But
So
I
how
have
can you call yourself
molasses.
a true Pugmander then?
Yeah, of course it is, because anyone can join. You gotta just join comms. At the end of the day, here's the deal, right? Encouraging people to join comms is critical to helping them understand the game. If you're trying to make the argument that you're gonna teach people World v World while they're not on comms, you're not going to.
No,
And I'm
yeah.
sorry, it's
No,
never
no, no.
gonna happen. There's too
No,
many intricacies and details that need to be on comms for people to really learn straight up. And then after losses, if you teach like you say you do, and I do it a lot, you followed me, you need to be on comms to learn from it.
No, yeah, I get it, man. I completely get 100% agree with you. Being on comms means better results. Without a doubt. I'm not fighting you against that. All I'm saying is you're not a true Pugmander like I am. I'm way more open than you are. I accept anybody. I don't care if you're in squad, because at the end of the day, yes, if I'm fighting a group that's all of them are in Discord, yeah, I'm probably gonna lose. But that's okay. I'm very well aware that having people die over and over again is very demoralizing, but it's also a learning experience. Like, eventually, maybe it'll get through your head, like, oh, why am I dying so much? Maybe because I'm not on Discord. Let me get
So
on Discord.
I used to take that philosophy, and back when I used to Pugman, I used to be the exact same way. I've found, and this is the God's honest truth, that people are more motivated to join comms when you do it this way than your way. 1,000 fucking million%. And I've been Pugmanding since GW2 release, back in 2012.
Yeah,
People are more motivated to join comms when you say yes, everyone is welcome. Join the squad. You join comms. You'll find that more people in your squad comms participation rate will go through the roof. Test it out, and you'll see for yourself. Don't even take my word for it, even though you probably could. But I used to command just like you used to command. Where
yeah,
I just welcome everyone. It doesn't work. There's the level of casualness in this game, especially in World v World, has hit rock fucking bottom. Like, it is atrocious. Absolutely fucking atrocious.
no, yeah.
So if your
And
goal is to motivate more people to join you regularly, motivate more people to join you on comms, motivate more people to join you in Hardstuck, maybe to build a core, I think while your way could work, it's not the most efficient. And this is coming from a Pugmenter that's been doing it since 2012, nonstop, almost 1.4 million kills.
gotcha. So, Right now, Hardstuck's just in the
But
early
there's no right
stages.
or wrong. You like whatever
Yeah.
you like. There's no right or wrong. You know, you do what you feel is best.
No, yeah, yeah. And honestly, and though I've been through everywhere. I've been. I guess we'll start from the beginning. We'll go a little history
So
lesson
yeah,
here.
so before you did that, that was like we went on this little thing, but I love it. It's very organic. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
perfect transition into my question.
So I'm Holy Azure. I'm a pugmander. No, what? I started playing right when season one was starting, like around Frost and Fire. I
Oh,
started off in Storm.
season one PVE. I thought
Yeah,
you
yeah,
meant
yeah.
season one tournaments.
No, season one PvE, but I was there for the tournament, and I actually did play with you for a time in your very early days for Roby World. Um, and honestly, back then, that's probably one of the reasons. That's probably why I play the way I play right now. Because when I played with you way back then, that's how you were playing. That's why I
Yeah.
do it like this now.
Yeah, I was very open, but the game has changed a lot since then,
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest, and so
yeah.
has the player base has changed a lot too. But go ahead, please continue.
Right. So I started playing Guild Wars 2, and you know, World v. World is the thing that really attracted me once I got to max level. So I started off in Stormbluff Isles. That was my original server, Stormbluff Isles. Way back when Bannock used to play. I don't know if you remember Bannock, but he used to be a big commander for Stormbluff Isles. I was part of like this guild called Calm Before the Storm and KT Knights Templar. And so my
KT
first
used to actually, just as a quick side note, I used to play against KT in Dark Age of Camelot back in like 2001.
Yeah, I think I've heard stories about that. My memory's a little foggy
Uh,
about it because that was so long ago. I used to hang out with like Lauren Michael and like
yeah,
Hannah
yeah.
Stephens.
Uh,
Um,
they were
so
a really good guild in Dark Age of Camelot, KT.
yeah. Um, so my first real World War experience was I was in SBI. There was a guild called Beast. Probably nobody remembers this guild or ever heard of it. It was like Beast, but it was written in like strange characters. And the commander there was called Alk, or the Alk, or whatever the heck, Alchemist. And it was a fight guild. I literally joined a fight guild. That was my first real World War experience. And back then, this is like before Heart of Thorns, by the way. So I would just play like Banner Warrior, and it was so meme. Like when you can carry the banners around. Um, and the reason why I'm telling the story is because that's when I first started commanding. My first commanding experience. I remember like it was yesterday. I was playing with Beast. We were in Garrison, and then Alk, the driver, he told everyone, he's like, "I'm gonna go take a smoke break." So he left. He walked away, and then he passed the tag to me, because I told him like, I was interested in learning how to command, and so while he was out on his smoke break, Azure came and attacked Gary on the east side. They were hitting the walls. And so, since I had the commander tag, I told everyone, okay, let's just hide behind the supply depot on the east side and wait for them to open the walls. And when they do, we're just going to go push in and bomb on them. And that's literally what happened. My call out worked. They went in, we pushed, they died. And then Out came back like a couple minutes later. He was like, hey, that was pretty good. I was like, thanks. And that was my first commanding experience ever. So why is that story important to me is because I feel like to learn to command, you have to be a sponge. You need to play with as many different commanders as you can, observe them, watch their mistakes, watch their successes, and pretty much adapt. Like you'll create your own style of commanding. Like my style of commanding is like completely different from your style of commanding. But like I said, I've been up and down the roads. I've been everywhere. I've hopped lots of servers. I've been with a bunch of different World v. World guilds. A lot of those were fight guilds. I played with like Spanish guilds. I played some GVG scrims and Edge of the Mist. I'm all about it. I'm pretty trained when it comes to like fighting. Like if I was just a follower, like I'm pretty decent firebrand. Not to like toot my own horn, but I'm pretty
As he
good.
toots his own horn.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know, man. Sometimes I just want to follow.
As he
I don't want
toots
to
his
lead,
own
man.
horn. So then, if you followed all these commanders, what do you think? Who did you think you pulled the most from that resembles your style of commanding, or who have you learned the most from?
Currently, I would have to say it would probably be the Torque commander, Bumba, Phantasmal Bumba. You probably don't even know him. He's like a Caney commander. But like he's in Torque, so you know Zog. I'm sure you've heard
Oh,
of Zog.
Torque,
Yeah,
Tork.
Torque.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was in Torque.
Okay.
So you know, again, we focused a lot on fighting. This is back when I was in caning. So I was in SBI first when I started the game, like I said. Then I went to Blackgate for a time. I played with you for a bit. I don't know what server we were in that time. Then I moved to caning, and then I went back to SBI. You know, after the Hardstuck stuff happened, it was just ironic to me because when we were talking about like, oh, what server is Hardstuck gonna pick for NA? He said Stormbuff Files. I was like, that's pretty funny because that's literally like where I started. And a lot of those Stormbuff Isle players that are there today still remember me, but my name used to be different back then. The people used to call me Noxty. That's my, you know, that's like my account name, but like now people just call me Holy Azure. So that's you know, my Guild Wars 2 career, I guess. On a personal level, you know, I'm 29, I live in Florida, I have a job. I'm gonna be a father in October, first
Congrats, my
kid.
friend.
Hey, thanks. And my wife plays World Revolt with me. She's like my lieutenant. Uh, she plays, you know, all sorts of classes like Scrapper, Firebrand, Chrono, Scourge. And like she's always there with me when I play. She loves World Revolt as much as I do. She loves it. She loves when I command. It's really fun. And sometimes she like tells me like what I did wrong. It's kind of funny because she never commands herself. But you know, I listen to her feedback. I listen to any kind of feedback. I love listening to feedback. Um, because you know, at the end of the day, I know I'm not a good commander. I know there's commanders that are way better than me, but you know, I do my best and I'm always trying to improve. My issue right now is that I'm not getting any feedback from anybody really. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, interesting. So let me
that's
ask you
the
this.
intro.
Following up on that, every interview I've done thus far with commanders, every single commander is either. I'm getting some feedback, by the way. I don't know if your mic is open.
Oh, you want me to put fish talk?
Maybe the feedback doesn't come. Maybe.
Do you hear yourself or something?
Yeah, it's coming through on the stream.
All right, hold on. I'll fix it.
Or you don't have headphones?
No, I do have headphones.
Oh,
That's the
those
thing.
weird. So what I was saying is every single commander to date that I've interviewed is either in a management level position in their work or is studying towards you know, a management level position. Is that hold true to you as well? What do you do, if you don't mind me asking, or if you want to share IRL? Are you in a management level position, I guess?
I am not.
Interesting. Okay, so that's the
Yeah.
first. You are the first commander that I've interviewed that is not in a management level position.
I listened to your podcast. Not in a manager position level, but I will say when I was in the University of South Florida in Tampa, I was the president of the video game club, and that was the like
Okay.
top. That was like one of the largest student organizations in the entire campus. So like I hosted like a lot of like tournaments, LAN parties, charity events. Of course, not by myself. I was just the president. Like there was like a council of people.
Yeah, you had people
We
to
worked
help
together to
support stuff.
organize these
Yeah.
events. You know, we made flyers and stuff, that kind of stuff. That's the only like leadership stuff I've done.
So I think that flies, to be honest, because one of the other individuals that we interviewed, you know, they were the same thing. They were in school, but they were, you know, president, I believe, of you know, their student body or something like that. So there's some I think innate leadership qualities in an individual for them to say, all right, let me tag up and lead people as well in a virtual video game.
Yeah,
I think there is definitely some tie from one to the other.
I can agree on that.
Crossover.
Probably because I'm like, I guess, a loud person.
You don't say. Tooting his own horn. And so you've only been commanding for what, about a month now, would you say? Consistently?
For
Month and a half?
Hardstuck, no.
No, just generally? How about generally?
Generally speaking, I've been commanding. So Oh boy. Probably since like Heart of Thorns, I've been commanding on and off. Of course, I've taken some breaks from the game. So I try to command whenever I can. If I'm not commanding, I'm following people. So I guess you can say I've been commanding for like 2 years.
Okay, nice. So I have a follow-up question. Before I did that, we got a comment from someone in comms. Is like, Azure, my biggest thing is not having the squad in voice chat. I feel like a lot of wipes when I've been with you could have been avoided by voice callouts rather than expecting folks to read chat. That's my feedback. Thanks for commenting, though. I appreciate you. Which is kind of what I said. Like, I think part of the challenge, and this is like kind of what like it's almost like a vicious fucking circle, right? You grow a bigger following by having more success. You have more success by having more people on comms and playing meta. And it's just a vicious fucking cycle because you can't do one without the other, but you need a strong following that's going to join voice comms to get success. But to get success, you need it. Like it's so fucking hard nowadays. It's so fucking hard to be a
Oh yeah.
commander. Like
Yeah.
and it just I feel for new commanders. I truly, sincerely do. Like you're probably the newest commander in the pipeline in a long time. Like there's just no new commanders coming up, and I say it all the fucking time. Commanders in this game are a dying breed. No one wants to command. There's no new commanders coming up in the system. It's just fucking vicious. It's absolutely vicious. And I really wish ANET did more, whether it's just basic rewards or quality of life or something to make more people want to command.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. Oops, sorry, dog. So, so yeah, I've noticed that there's not a lot of commanders out there, not a lot of like open commanders, I guess, or public commanders. Like I know there's a lot of private tags and hidden squads, but we're talking about like
There's
commanders,
plenty
right?
like there's plenty of like you need to there's a difference here. And I'll say this because I have a lot of vaults and I bounce around like just checking out the scene because I feel like I keep this is obviously my opinion, but I feel like I have a very good pulse on the World v World scene, at least on NA side. There's a lot of pugmanders out there, but they're all text pugmanders. There's a fuckload of text pugmanders. Like you just hop around, they're all over the fucking place. I've followed 3 in the last 1 hour. There's a fuckload of text pugmanders. There's not a lot of comms text pugmanders, and that's where I feel like it's lacking, because the text pugmanding, it's sometimes frustrating, but it's not as stressful. I feel because you can just be like, we're just fucking, and this is what people do, and I was probably guilty of it too. Half of us are on comms, the enemy's on fucking comms. That's why we lost. Whereas if you have a high concentration on comms, there's no excuse except, hey guys, we need to play better. This is what we need to do differently, and the ability for the team to justify a loss is reduced.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, so I type, right? You probably don't know that. I type.
No,
I type
someone,
when I
someone,
command.
someone in comms said that you type, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's
I
still,
type and I talk in chat.
yeah.
But I guess maybe my problem is I'm just a nice person, like, or very like casual. Like I don't care if you get on voice, but you're not the only one that said that to me. A lot of people, a lot of my closer Wolf friends that actually play comp, they tell me like, oh, you need to be more stricter, dude. You just need to like tell them voice comms only and that's it, period. But like I just feel bad, like just gatekeeping people away from World v World. But like, oh, you can't play with me because you're not on voice comms. That's it. Like,
Well, I mean, beyond like the way I say it is, just join voice comms. You don't have to talk. You don't ever have to talk. I will never force anyone to speak, but just be able to listen to me. And with a team effort, right? If I'm or you or any tag is gonna take the effort to put up the tag, because tagging and commanding is oftentimes work. It's oftentimes frustrating. It's oftentimes a lot of effort, and sometimes you're doing it more for the team than for yourself, quite frankly. And if I'm willing to make that effort, and you as a teammate and as a member of my realm, community, whatever, server, you should also be willing to put in the bare minimum effort. And my opinion is the bare minimum effort is joining comms. Like if you like, I think the fine balance for you, in my opinion, is join comms, play whatever class you want. That point, I think you still are welcoming enough to newer players, but at least you can get them onto comms, which will increase the efficacy of your group and the success rate of your group. and I think it will reduce frustration while also allowing you to build a stronger core faster. And I think that's the middle ground. Play whatever class you want. I won't ever tell you what class to play, but please join comms and join me so you can listen to what I'm saying. Because I do both, right? So I'm probably a little bit more on the extreme side. I ask for meta and comms. You could just ask for play whatever class you want. Just please join comms with me.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll definitely give it a shot. I've done it in the past, I think. To be fair, Hardstuck, like I said, not everybody in the Hardstuck guild is in SBI. At most, we probably transferred probably 30 people, if I had to guess, to
Oh,
SBI.
that's it? I thought people were just counting, throwing out numbers like 200 and shit like that.
No, what the heck? So, you know, I think what's stopping people from transferring to Stormbuff files for Hardstuck, I guess people are just not like, people have like a lot of server pride, or they're already part of a World Be Real Good, which is perfectly fine. I mean, you don't have to play with Hardstuck or be an SBI. No one's forcing you. It's just an option there. And we do pay for transfers if they really want to play Stormbluff files with Hardstuck. When I tag up, I can say definitely every time I get 20 people on Discord.
That's pretty good. How often do you tag up? Just out of curiosity. What's your raid days and time?
Okay.
So people can know.
I don't have a schedule. I'm random. The reason why is because there's a reason behind it. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning every day for work. I get out like at 3, get home at 4. I'm just tired sometimes. Like I just don't got the energy for it.
Like I said, what commanding is work. People don't understand, and people don't realize that commanding is work. It is work. It is a lot of effort.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's great that I can get like 20 people on Discord at minimum. Like that's kind of guaranteed to me every time I tag up. My goal is to try to tag up every day for a minimum 2 hours. That's my goal, but you know, sometimes it's not possible. Like real life stuff gets in the way, or you know, I'm just too tired to do it. And like I said, other times I just want to follow. I don't even want to lead. I just want to be a follower. You know.
Can I give 2 cents into that? Do you mind?
Sure.
I think if you're, so I don't know your goals, and I guess we could talk about it tonight. But if your goal is to build a core in Hardstuck, and a core that follows you on the regular, even if it's just one night a week for whatever period of time, I think having a scheduled raid allows people to, you know, set aside time to, you know, join you. And if you're finding that you're finding 20 on comms on the regular, that's fucking fantastic, number one, in my honest opinion, for a pugmander. But if you're able to bump that to 30 just because you say, hey, no matter what, on this day, I'll be running at this time, and you bump it to 30, that allows you to snowball your core faster, right? At the end of the day, it's all about, you know, being out there regularly, consistency, success. And that's how people join. They're like, all right, these guys are out here on the regular. They're here every day or every other day or these days a week. I have a lot of fun with them. They get a lot of success. They get shit done. Let me just join them, right? And that's how you build a core, in my honest opinion. That's how you build a roster.
So let me just clarify on my statement about scheduling. Even though there's not like a concrete schedule, it's like, oh, rally up every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I tag up every Friday for reset. I usually tag up on Saturday nights, and I usually tag up on Sunday nights. I'm actually being very serious. I try to tag up on a daily basis. You can ask anybody in Hardstuck, anybody that knows me. They see me in World vs. World. I'm typing in chat. I'm tagged up. I'm spamming the Discord. I just don't want to commit to a schedule because my reasoning to not committing to a schedule is because what if I can't show up? Who's gonna do the tag up? No one.
You use Discord. I mean, I mean, in my opinion, I don't think people should take it or will take it the wrong way. I say it all the time to my guys. Be like, hey guys, tonight I'm tired. I won't be on. We'll do today's raid tomorrow, or today's raid day after tomorrow. Whatever. Like most people are understanding, especially if you have a community. I wouldn't feel bad about rescheduling. That's common. That's common. But let me ask you this, and I guess this is kind of the true indicator. So how big? Oh, like how many people would you say you recruited off SBI since you started pugmanding?
So
that weren't part of Hardstuck before, that followed you and joined and said, all right, I want to join. And I guess that will be the truest indicator of whether what you're doing is working.
I'll probably say 15, a safe number.
In a month?
Yes.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
So again, you don't have to be part of the in-game guild to be part of Hardstuck. All you have to do is be part of the Discord.
Oh, so you don't
So
invite him to the actual guild?
no, because like I said, Hardstuck,
Oh,
and that's why I mentioned before to you, Endo. Once
yeah.
Alliances comes out, there's going
Why
to
wait though? Why not just create a Hardstuck World
because
v World guild?
that's not my call to make, Endo. Again, I'm not the leader. I'm
Oh,
not an officer. I'm not make this is. I'm just a tag.
yeah. See, I mean,
So
can I
what?
say
So
something without it coming off as
I mean,
critical?
you can say whatever you want.
Just
I
my
mean,
opinion.
you can say whatever you want,
I
Endo.
think it's, and I'm just gonna say it because this is what I believe. Like, I think it's unfair of whoever the leadership is of Hardstuck to have you or ask you or expect you or whatever the word is there to lead a crew on wherever and build a core without giving you the tools to manage that core. I think
So
recruiting people in to a guild, even if you call it Hardstuck World v World or HS World v World NA or whatever the fuck you call it, ABC, it doesn't fucking matter. Inviting people to a guild in the game is a necessity. It's an absolute
uh,
necessity.
I would disagree for now because Alliance is not out. It's not
Yeah,
a
but
necessity.
Alliance is not gonna be out for fucking till September, October. To be
Yeah,
real. So I
yeah.
mean, but you still need to build it. You're not gonna be able to just build it overnight. You like it takes time to build a roster. It takes time to build a core. It
So
takes time to build a real community. And especially if you expect to be a long-term this is just again my opinion, a long-term commander, and you're not gonna just walk away day after tomorrow, then you need a core to support you because commanded life becomes easier as you get a stronger and more regular roster. And
so
that's the truth of it.
yeah, I get what you're saying. I agree with you at some points. I do have a regular roster. There are people that show up every time I ping on Discord. Hey, I'm tagging up. Let's go. They show up. I see them. Of course, I don't know their names by memory, but I know they're there. Like I see them on Discord. I'm still getting to know people.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was something I didn't explain to you about inviting people to Hardstuck. So I know there's like limitations that are maybe kind of strict, but I was told by Mighty Teapot, who's the leader, he told me anyone that I see that joins me, plays with me every day, or like very usual, normally, I should invite them to the guild. So I do have the ability to invite people to the guild. Just haven't really
Or
done
just
it.
call it like Hardstuck Training NA. Like call it whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter. But you need a place to, basically, not accumulate, but gather everyone like in one place in an organized fashion, so you can open up your guild in game. Be like, all right, listen. These are the people that are here. This is how the last time they're online. This is how active they are. Like, look, if you look at my roster, it's pretty fucking active. Like, this person told me they're going away and moving, but my least active person are our alts. Everyone else out of a roster 120, 1 week or less. It's a very, 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 very active roster, and that's you can see how active your roster is, and you can see also because part of a leader of a guild, especially World v World, is you have to offset basic attrition. I put basic attrition in this game at about, depending on how strong your core is, 2 to 4 players a month. So if your basic attrition in World v World in this game is 2 to 4 players a month, either take a break, walk away, quit the game, stop getting interested in World v World, then you need to offset basic attrition by at least recruiting 2 to 4 players a month. And you need to be able to manage all this stuff with the roster, a system. I know the guild system in GW2 kind of sucks anyways. It's shitty as fuck. But you need some basics out there. So even if you call it Hardstuck Training or Hardstuck Prep or Hardstuck Recruits or Hardstuck Legacy or Hardstuck whatever the fuck, not giving you the tools but expecting you to command is, in my opinion, like not really. It's basically doing what Russia did. Send them out to war, but don't fucking set up any logistics for the fucking the troops. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And don't take it as criticism, just my opinion.
No, I get it, man. You know, you're Your opinion is appreciated. I'm sure the leaders of Hardstuck will listen to this. Again, I'm just commander, but
But you're not
if
gonna walk away tomorrow, right? You're there for the long haul,
I
correct?
mean, once my wife gives birth, I'm probably gonna walk away if I'm being honest, because I have a
Oh,
baby.
okay.
What do you mean?
No,
I
no, that's
mean,
understood. That's understandable. I mean, you know, it's not. Oh, come on, it's understandable IRL, but it's always a loss to me when we lose commanders. That's
I
all.
mean, I'll be back after, baby is good to go by himself, I guess. I'll probably play less. I probably play a lot more than I mean, I'll play a lot more now versus how much I'll play in the future once I have my son.
Right, right, right. But I mean,
Um,
at the end of the day, if you've built up a core, built up a roster, and then you have someone to pass it on to, I think that's helpful as well. To be fair.
yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm hoping that happens.
Yeah.
Some of the people in Hardstuck that play with me, they're like, "Oh, I want to learn how to command. I
Oh,
want
that's
to try
awesome.
it out."
That's awesome.
And I told them what I told you. It was like, if you want to learn a command, you need to be a sponge. You need to be there to
Absolutely.
observe, watch my fails, watch my successes, and you will figure out your own play style and how to play commanding.
I 100% agree with that, and quite frankly, you know, I'll take it a step further. Is that even today, with the experience that I have as a commander, I'm still learning every single day too. Like you learn from every fucking fight, because unlike PV, every fight is different. Every fucking fight is different. Like there are some creative. I will hand it to the World community out here. Like, all right, there are some really, really creative motherfuckers that really push theory crafting to such a level that it shocks, boggles, and pleasantly surprises the mind on the regular.
No, yeah, I'm all about creativeness. I love using Siege. I am a Siege bum. Sometimes I try to use Siege strategically. I've done it against you actually. One time you were pushing Blue Keep in EBG. I went to Veloka, build a trap, and aim that shit at you.
Toxic. Can you not do that ever again, please? Come on,
No.
we're friends. Come on, friends don't trap other friends. All right. So let me ask you this: what class do you drive on when you're commanding?
Yeah, so I am very well trained in Firebrand, so I usually drive in Firebrand. However, on rare occasions, I do play on Chronomancer, and I have been told over and over again I need to play Chronomancer, so I'll probably try playing it more. Like I said, I do play occasionally, and that's pretty much it. It's just people usually drive on Firebrand or Chronomancer.
So here's the deal with that, right? In the current World meta, I think it's fair to say it's gone Trinity, right? And I think it's a good thing because before there was class stacking, fucking exploiting of certain mechanics, blah blah blah. Today, I know people don't like Boon meta, but what Boon meta has done, and I think you could probably argue Boon meta has existed since the beginning of the game. It just hasn't been as cleanly defined. Is that now you need a stab source, you
Yep.
need a cleanse source, you need a heal source, you need a CC source, and then you need a damage source. All right. Now some of these sources can come from from the same class, but stab source comes from one class with secondary cleanses, secondary healings. Healing cleanse comes from another class. That leaves 3 spots. You put one towards CC, either soft or hard or both, and then the other 2 are left for DPS and a little bit of utility, right? What this has done to the game, in my opinion, is that it allows commanders to create a more competitive, competent fucking group that can, in my honest opinion, get shit done more effectively. It was. So what I actually do, especially when I'm pugmanding, I actually put, depending on who we're fighting and what we're doing, if I find that there's some weaker supports, I spread out the love, right? Like I like to spread out the love, so I put some of I don't always just stack super stack groups, and if you notice, if you watch my streams before, I'm always moving people around because I like to spread out. Like say there's weak support. I don't just throw all the weak support into one party and be like, hey, fucking fend for yourself. I'll actually put some of our better DPS with our weaker support to kind of balance it out a little bit to create a more broadly effective squad rather than just super groups within the squad. But that's just my philosophy. I find that it works, but I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't know what role people were playing.
No, yeah, and in Hardstuck, we are trying to I mean, it's kind of in the works. We're trying to get like a sign up sheet for roles to have people tell me like, oh, I'm always gonna play, X class or whatever. um,
But that being said, you don't have to drive on chrono. Like you can, I think so back to my point, and I kind of lost track a little bit there. I went off on a tangent, right?
yeah.
The slot that the driver needs to play previous to, let's say, hot, you could drive on any class. It didn't fucking matter because no one had a role to play. Now that roles are defined within the subgroup, right, the sub squad, the commander has to either play a strong utility role, a strong support role, and it has to play one of those. The commander cannot play the DPS role, right? So you either have to do Firebrand, or in my opinion, Chrono, because that's so much fucking utility. But I have also seen, and I have commanded on, very effective, especially pugmanding, very effective Tempest drivers, very effective Druid drivers. I've seen in the past Spellbreakers, but I wouldn't drive on Spellbreaker anymore because you're not filling any of those check marks. But I don't think Chrono is the end all be all. I love it because it has so much utility packed into it. But you Firebrand works. There's plenty of groups that drive on Firebrand. Tempest works, Druid works. Spellbreaker doesn't work anymore though.
Yeah, I'm not like a master in all the classes, unfortunately. I'm like very well trained in Firebrand. My Chronomancer is very mediocre. My Scrapper is mediocre. My Herald is mediocre. I haven't really touched Ellie, honestly. I've seen Ellie commanders. I've seen Scourge commanders. I've seen warrior commanders. It's interesting. It's very interesting watching.
But you don't have to master them. But do you at least know the roles that they should be playing?
Yeah,
right?
I know the basic concept of WvW World. And again, keep in mind, Hardstuck. The goal, I said this at the very beginning. Hardstuck is an entry point. That's it, an entry point. Come to Hardstuck, play WvW World, get introduced to the game mode. You'll know the basics. Kind of like, I guess, baby boot camp. I guess that's a good way to call it. And then from there, you decide what you want to do with WvW World. Do you want to take it to the next step and join a real fight guild, a GVG guild? How competitive do you want to be? That's the way I kind of see it right now.
I dig that, and I can appreciate guilds playing that role. But personally, I wouldn't. I don't. How can I say this?
Like the mentality.
I can appreciate guilds being the entry door and the stepping mat, but I wouldn't want that from you. I honestly wouldn't. Like if you're gonna take the effort, if Hardstuck is gonna take the effort to train these people, get them involved, I would want them to stay. I want them to stay in the Hardstuck. I wouldn't want that to be the mentality like, hey, just use us and then do whatever the fuck you want afterwards. People will leave. That's a given and go wherever the fuck they want. But I don't think you should advertise it that way. Be like, we're here for you to grow in, get welcome into, grow into, and stay. Fuck it. Like, if you're going to go through all that effort to get people into WvW World, go through all that effort to teach them WvW World, go through all that effort to get them onto meta, go through all that effort to get them onto comms, go through all that effort to fucking get them into a fighting force, don't fucking go anywhere. Stay with us. We're going to grow. We're going to be competitive. We'll be as competitive as we need to be. Fuck it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. I think the only thing that's missing for that is an incentive. There's no incentive. Like, if there was like a WvW World tournament or like something like that along those lines, then yeah, I would want you to stay.
No, but you should don't. Once again, this is just my opinion. Don't even say we're just a fucking welcome mat. No, we're not a welcome mat. We're here to stay. We're here to rock out. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna fucking grow our WvW World wing into a fucking competitive force. Like you guys are competitive PvE, right? There's no denying that. Correct? Am I wrong or am I wrong?
Question.
Sorry, you guys are a competitive like. Your PvE wing is competitive, right? You guys know what the fuck you're doing for raid and strike missions and all that meta stuff that I have no clue about, right?
So Hardstuck,
or am I wrong?
Hardstuck does a lot of training, like we.
Yeah, but you're competitive, right? Like you could get it done.
Yeah. They get it done. I mean.
Okay.
So here's my thing with WvW World competitiveness. I can be super competitive, easy peasy, but the rest of the squad, they don't pull their own weight. That's how I feel about it.
No, but what do you mean the rest of the squad doesn't pull their own weight? Hold on. What do you mean by that?
Nobody's as competitive as I am, Like Like maybe it's because I was trained differently or formed
That,
differently.
that
Like, because I played with a lot of fight guilds. That's where all my experience came from. It's from fight guilds, from actual fight guilds. And
it
like,
takes time to build, though. To be honest with you, bro. Like,
you
don't.
know,
I wouldn't get
it's been a
discouraged
month.
about
It's
that. It
been a
takes time
month
to
in.
build.
It's been a month
A
in
month is not
though.
a long time in World v World. To be honest with you.
I know it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it's not.
Don't get discouraged by that. Don't get
I'm
discouraged
not
by that.
discouraged. I never get discouraged, Mendo. I'm always positive. Always, always, always. You can ask anybody. I never get mad. I never scream at anybody. I don't get salty. I don't care if we die. I don't care if we die. But I know some other people, it
Well,
matters when they die.
you should care that you die, but you shouldn't let it bother you or affect the
Well,
way that you think or the way you feel about the game or the pleasure you get from the game. Like everyone should care if you die. Like don't like no in my opinion, no one should be that player. Oh, we died. All right, guys, let's just get out there and do it again. No, but like the difference between a good player and a bad player, and the same thing exists in PvE, right? You fix what you did wrong. You get out there and you do it again. You should care that you die, but it shouldn't let it affect your kind of how you feel about the game. You shouldn't get demoralized, by losses. But you should care that you lost. Everyone should care that you lost. Every
no,
single person in the squad should care that you lost. Just don't get demoralized by it. Get back out there and fight again. Change something up. Change what you're doing. Improve, but get back out there. Don't get demoralized.
no, you're right, Endo. And again, I'm not the one getting demoralized. I tell everybody. I tell them. You can ask them yourself. When you die, learn something from it. What did you do wrong? Ask yourself. Was it movement? Was it positioning? Did I react slow enough? Did I not have stab? Was it a support issue? You know, that's how I operate. Every time I die, I come back stronger. I come back learning something. Like, why did I die? How can I change it up? I'm in that mentality, Endo. I really am.
I believe it. I believe it.
All right. So hold on. Here's an interesting analogy for you.
Okay.
To me, pugmanding is like opening a booster pack for Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon cards. You never know what you're gonna get. Are you gonna get a good card or
So
a bad
I
card?
don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is. I do know what Pokemon is, but I've never opened a booster pack for Pokemon. So maybe like a top Spaceball
It's a
card,
loot box.
I guess.
It's a loot box. It's a loot box. It's a loot box. You open it, and it's RNG. You never know what kind of players you're gonna get.
Okay, I agree with that.
That's
Okay,
what
yes,
that's what
I agree with
pugmanding
that.
is to
I agree
me.
with that. 100%. Yes.
That's why I'm open tag, and I try to work with what I have. If I have a fuck ton of rangers, fuck it, just range pressure or cloud. You know, that's pretty much it.
I agree with that because I mean the pool of and that's why like when you're pugmending, I don't think anyone who's a pugmender shouldn't take it too hard. Like care that you lost, but don't take it too hard on yourself. Like I know a lot of pugmenders out there that just get so demoralized and take it so personally that they lost the fight. I was like, don't like as a commander, there's only so much you can do, right? It's a management position, all right? If like here, if you have my stream open, the perfect example right here, right? We just wiped. Okay, this commander just wiped. If this commander took, and I'm not going to tell him what to do, it's his group. If this commander took the effort to put up proper groups here, right, just manage the squad, step one. All right, just even with the comp he has, just manage the squad a little bit better, his success rate would go up a little bit. All right, and if he took another step to be like, hey, if anyone has a scrapper, we have enough firebrands maybe. If anyone has scrapper, firebrand, or if you could play support tempest or something along those lines. If you could do that, can you change to that within those squad? His success rate will go up even more a little bit. And then if you took the next step, be like, hey, there's a Discord. Please join the Discord. If he did that, his success rate will go up even more. Like it's a very, very little things that produces a lot of fucking success in this game mode. It's just people don't take the effort. Like this is a shit show. This is never gonna win, even against equal numbers. Say hypothetically, he's fighting another 27 man that also isn't on comms, but they're comped. He's gonna lose that fight. He's gonna lose that fight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah. So my comment about that is, why don't you say anything?
I don't. So I don't know if you've ever played on server with me. I very rarely say anything in team or map chat. I don't say anything. I don't like people think that I'm arrogant and all that stuff. I'm confident, but I'm not arrogant. I don't. It's not my place to tell this guy how to run his squad. To like for me to tell this guy how to run his squad. In my opinion, that is arrogant. Like I'm not gonna tell him how to run his squad. I'm not gonna tell him what to do. He's commanding how he sees fit. That's his right. It's his right to command how he wants. It's my right to follow him or not follow him. I'm choosing to follow him. That'd be like, like I'm not gonna give him criticism. That's the biggest complaint that a lot of pugmanders have. That you're pugmanding, you're trying the best you can, and then some asshole in your squad or map chat or team chat is telling you how to do your job. No, and I don't care that I'm an experienced commander. He hasn't asked me for my advice. I'm not gonna criticize him. I'm just not. And anyone that has been on a server with me knows that I barely talk in team or map chat. I don't say shit. Even if I think you're the scummiest group in the game, or you're the shittiest commander in the game, or you're like the worst group of people, I don't say anything because it's not my server. I don't own the community. I don't own the server. It's a public map chat. It's a public team chat. I don't say anything, and it's not my place.
Okay, so I mean, I'm not telling you like to say something while he's commanding, but like after he tags down, like maybe you could send him an in-game mail and be like, "Hey, here's like some tips." But like,
people don't think think about it this way, right? Like you've been in that position. Say you've commanded your heart out, you're trying the best you can, and then some random dude just sends you a tell, like, "Hey, you should do this," or you should. You have an open mind, and you've admitted it much. Hey, you said I like criticism, I like feedback.
Yeah.
You're probably the rare exception to the fucking general rule, though. Like most people do not like hearing criticism or feedback, and they take it so personally and so offensively that it's just not worth it. Because I never mean it with any malice, but people take it the wrong way. If someone asks me for advice, if you look at my Discord DMs, I have DMs from some of the most well-known commanders in the game across every guild you could think of. You'd be surprised if I ever like publish some of this. I never would, obviously, but people that ask me for my advice, I'll give them sincere advice, because they've asked me. But I'm not just gonna offer it. Who the fuck am I to do that?
But like the problem, going back to like originally, we were saying like the problem is the pugmanding is a dying breed. There's not enough commanders, right?
Right.
So we have to like teach them somehow. How are they supposed to learn? Who's gonna teach them? If you don't say anything, that's my problem with that.
Yeah, but like, how do you broach that conversation? And I don't disagree with your premise that we should be helping one another as commanders. I don't disagree with that. I wholly agree with that. But once again, who the fuck am I to tell this commander how to lead his squad? If we agree with the premise that there's no right or wrong way to command, everyone's style of commanding is differently. Everyone's ability to command is different. Everyone has completely different ways and philosophies of commanding. In my opinion, it's not right or wrong. It's effective and not effective. That's how I judge commanding. If we agree with that premise, who the fuck am I to tell this guy what to do?
Right. I mean, yeah, I get your point.
And yeah, fine. Some people may categorize me as a super extremely experienced commander. I've been doing it from the beginning of the game release. I probably have the most kills of any commander in the game, maybe on NA, definitely, maybe even some EU. I don't know. But besides that, like, it's still, I don't feel like that gives me the right to tell anyone how to run their squad. That's how I feel, though. That's my opinion.
Yeah, World v World is like super opinionated. I really like that about World v World. Like everyone has.
I just don't feel comfortable. Like I don't, because what bothers me the most is when you see this newer commander or a new commander or any commander, quite frankly, tagged up trying, putting in effort, and then they just get torn down in map or team chat by all these motherfuckers that don't have the balls to command themselves, don't put up the effort to fucking try or help, and they just tear down this commander, just throwing criticism. Like that fucking pisses me off. Like in those instances, I speak up and defend the commander, and I basically say, tag up yourself if you think you can do it better. But like, who the fuck are they to tear down this guy or girl, right? The person is trying. Shut the fuck up, help them, or if you think you can do better, tag up and do it better. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. That bothers me too. It really does. I see it too. I see it no matter where I am, whatever server, it always happens. People are toxic.
Yeah, that's true. I have been over talking you. I just get passionate about this particular topic. I apologize. This is me interviewing you, not you interviewing me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is your show, anyways.
No. But I don't. I invite people to hear their opinions, not fucking be a silo for me, right?
It sounds like some of your opinions are in line with my opinions, because it does bother me when I see people try to command. And this brings up another question: why don't you follow people? Like, you should follow. You especially should be following people that try to command. Should give them their support, because you know it'll like encourage them to keep commanding. You told me earlier. You told me earlier. I never follow people. I think
I
that's
don't.
bad. I think that's bad.
You know what the simple answer though is, and it has nothing to do with following. It's just I love commanding. I don't enjoy this game as much when I'm following them. Like even when I'm following Dodds or Tiff or Silver, like I enjoy the game mode, but I don't love it as much as I do when I'm commanding. Like I love commanding. Like you don't understand. If I couldn't command in this game, I probably would have quit years ago. It's the God's honest truth. Like I love commanding. It's my jam. I have so much fun commanding. Win, lose, or draw with whatever I have. I just love it. And when I'm not commanding, I just don't feel as much passion or joy about this game. I just don't.
Okay. So then, if you can't follow people to like support them, show their support, like what's your solution then to like encourage people to command, like learn, make new commanders?
I mean, I honestly don't feel like that's like I try to encourage like you more people into World v World, learn teaching World v World. I think that's my role. Create letting people have fun in this game mode because it can't be fun to get steamrolled, right? So, my role as a player is and commander, player and commander, or player commander, let's say that, is to teach people World v World, help them understand World v World, help them let them have fun in World v World, and create a broader knowledge base. I don't think it's my job to create more commanders. I think that's Aneth's job, and I think that's one that they're failing miserably at.
Well, I think
And
I'm very hopeful for the future. I think things are gonna change.
I hope
Um,
so. I hope so.
because have you heard that Roy's now an Ain't developer?
Yeah, I
The
heard.
GBG guy, man, he's gonna be part of rewards. So, maybe he'll hook us up with like some commander rewards.
That would be if they create a commander track. Even it's so simple too, right? Create a commander track. You can only get the commander track going if you have at least 5 people in your squad, or 5 as a group. Let's say 6. So 6 officially becomes a squad. You have 6 people in your squad. You have the pin up. You can activate a commander track, and then the commander rewards is its own thing. I think that in itself would be kind of cool and encourage more commanders.
Yeah,
Like it's
definitely.
it doesn't take a lot, in my honest opinion, to motivate people to do stuff, but you got to take the effort to make the changes. And unfortunately, ANET in this game mode is at status quo mode. Like they just, as much as they say this is a cornerstone mode, like I don't see it yet. I'm sorry. Like you can say whatever. I can appreciate the sentiment. I can appreciate, the words. I can appreciate the hopefulness, but I want to see motherfucking action.
Yeah, I get it, man. We just gotta wait and see. That's pretty much it.
So who does the theory crafting for you guys? Where do you guys get your builds? What do you guys? Do you have a specific person within the guild that does the theory crafting?
So technically, we don't. We don't have teachers. The way the way I explain it is like, okay, go to Guild Wars 2. I'm sorry, what's that called? Guild Wars 2 Mist. Go
Oh
look at the
no.
build. I mean, that's just like a standard. I was like, that's the basic of the basic. Like,
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and again,
I agree with
remember,
that. I agree with that.
I said this to you. I'm not an expert in every single class, so I can't theory craft for every single class. We need teachers.
Right.
Now, of course, the people that play with me, some of them are experts in their own class, and they are there usually when people ask questions. Because we have been playing with new people, like brand new people to World v World. Like
Nice.
people that only play PVE, they started playing World v World because of Hardstuck. Um, so they come in, they're like, okay, what should my build be? And they ask questions like either in chat or like in Discord on voice, and someone I know for sure that someone there is experienced enough to answer their question. I know the basics. I can give you like the very basics, but that's about it. Like I'm not like a theory crafting person. It's like here's the build. Like I know kind of how it works, but that's about it. My goal in reality is to make sure people understand movement, positioning, and reaction.
I agree with that.
Because that's literally what World v. World comes down to the very end. It's your movement, position, reaction. If you have really good, movement, position, reaction, MPR, we'll just call it MPR, then you will perform decently well. And that involves like a lot of like fake pushing, when to like push, like how to rotate, pirate ship, that kind of stuff. Um, that's pretty much what I'm trying to teach people is survive as long as I can. Because interestingly enough, I'm always the last person that survives in the group. Not because I'm a firebrand. I feel like I can survive on any class, honestly. It's just because I know how to move. Because I have that experience. You get that experience from just playing. You have to play more. You have to keep fighting these fights, and then eventually you'll start figuring out, where to move, how to react, that kind of stuff.
No, I 100% agree with your philosophy right there. In my opinion, having a comp and meta, right? Numbers being equitable. Let's just say numbers are equitable, plus or minus 10. Within 10, I think you're in equity. Okay, anything above 10, the other side has advantage. But within 10, you're in equity. So plus or minus 10, let's say numbers are equitable. I think comp and meta takes you 50% win rate. Comms takes you to 60. Movement and positioning takes you to 70. And then individual player skill and all that takes you to about, let's say 80, 85. And then the last 15% is the commander. I would honestly argue that, once again, the commander is a management role. The commander has the least amount of impact on the overall success or failure of the group. And you see this when you put a weaker commander in or a mediocre commander in with stronger players. More often than not, the stronger players kind of carry the commander, right through it.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Someone should clip that, put it on Reddit. But like, and that's another one of my weaknesses is I command as if I have a fight guild, but I don't. And people told me this, like, you're going too fast. You need to slow down.
Yeah.
And that's my problem. It's hard for me to slow down because, like I said, my personal Roll background experience is purely fight guilds. I've been in so many different fight guilds. That's just the way I operate. It's like fast and sharp. And it's not fair for me to expect that from Hardstuck. Everyone's new, everyone's still learning. But I will say this, Endo. I was looking at some VODs. I sometimes stream. I was looking at a VOD from like 10 days ago or 15 days ago. Like I said, Hardstuck has been in SBI for like a month. I will say I've noticed that there's improvement. People are getting better.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the beautiful thing about this game mode, right? You can see the improvement. And you can see it on an individual basis as well as a group basis.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, sometimes I ask for like feedback. I'm like, okay, did I do something wrong, or is it just the squad? Do we not have enough damage? Do we have not enough support?
Do you run arc DPS?
I personally do not.
Oh no, that's part of it.
No.
That way you know what's missing.
Yeah. I've been wanting to get into it. I'm just fucking lazy, dude. I'm just being honest.
No, you have to do tonight. Promise me, you're gonna load arc DPS.
If you walk me through it, Endo, I will install it.
I am the wrong person to ask for tech support. Number one, because I had someone help me.
You're gonna say, so I am, Endo. What's up?
I had someone help me, but it's so critical. Like, it's honestly critical. Like, when I'm pugmanding, okay. Like, if you have my stream open right now, I'm just going to move away from this fight so I can talk. So I have damage, strips, cleanses, damage taken, and then outgoing healing as well. I use all of this shit, not to just, like circle jerk or, be like, oh, whatever, this, that, or the other thing. I use it to see what's missing.
Yeah.
I look at just overall damage, I look at damage spike, I look at cleanses, I look at strips, I look at healing, I look at damage taken. And then all of this stuff helps me to help the team. And like I said, it's a management position. So I was like, all right, our healing's a little low. Let's offset some healing. Let's increase some healing. So-and-so do this, so-and-so swap to that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Our damage is low. Let's have a little bit more damage. Or our strips are low. Or our cleanses are low. Or, you know what, so-and-so. More often than not, right, if you're driving right, and I don't know how many people have damage taken on, but more often than not, if you're driving right, if you watch any of my VODs, damage taken, I'm usually in top 3, if not top 1. And that should be the case, because I'm at the front. right? I'm always at the front. The commander is always between the enemy and you, more often than not. Yeah, there's some occasions that's not the case, but more often than not. So if there's someone who's just way ahead of me in damage taken, then they're out of position. And you could send them a friendly tell, like, hey, you're out of position, try to stay tighter on tags, stay a little bit more behind, blah, 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 stay on your support. But you don't know that unless you have these meters open.
Yeah.
And my honest opinion is, once again, walking that fine line. Since we're talking, we're friends, we've known each other. I don't feel as afraid. And since you said you like feedback, my honest opinion is, to truly be effective as a commander, I think you need it. You absolutely need it. Maybe you don't need all my windows because I take it to a little bit of an extreme, but at bare minimum, damage, strips, and cleanses is the bare minimum.
All right. I mean, you're telling me something I already knew. I just haven't gotten to it. Like I said, I'm just lazy.
Do it tonight. Promise me.
Tell one of your boys to help me.
Promise me.
Tell one of your boys to help me.
No, dude, you're into the biggest fucking TV guild that probably uses ARC DPS the most. One of those guys probably knows more about ARC DPS than us World v Worlders.
Well, from what I understand, for ARC DPS, you have to configure it, right? You have to set it up for World World specifically. I'm pretty sure everybody else has it set up for PvE.
Yep,
so they wouldn't know how to set up for
stream. Can someone in Hardstuck in stream please help our friend out? Please help our friend set up ARC DPS. Someone's gonna do it. Someone's gonna help you.
Somebody will DM me or something.
Please, he's your commander. Help him. Can I be fair? I didn't set any of this shit up. Tiff helped me set all this up. Tiff and Kex. My stream, Tiff and Kex helped me set up. I am the least tech-savvy person that is out there. So, but I understand that to be a leader, I gotta get certain shit done. So if I don't know how to do it, I'll find the people that do know how to do it and ask them to help me. That's just part of, leading. It is what it is. I don't know shit all about anything technical. I am ultra reliant on other people. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
All right, Princess is gonna help you. Peevish Princess is gonna get it done. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Nice. We've got. Fuck yeah! Are you excited? I'm excited.
No, I am excited. Yeah,
I'm pumped.
I know it'll help me.
It's gonna be fucking amazing. And then when he's streaming, I will jump in the stream the next time you stream with our DPS to be there with the bells and whistles to support you.
All right, whatever.
No, I'm serious. 100%.
Okay, I know you're serious.
I'm 1,000% serious. I'm fucking excited. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it when someone changes something up and the improvement is gonna be there. I fucking love that. That's progress. That's fucking progress.
I want to be the manager. I will tell you guys what you need, DPS or support. Because lately I've been saying to myself, this past week as I've been commanding, I keep telling to myself this is a damage problem. This has to be a damage problem. But maybe.
But now you know for sure. Now you know for sure whether it's a damage problem, a support problem, a strip problem. Because one of the other things people forget, and sometimes I'm guilty of it too, when pugmanding, is that you need to match strips and damage because you need to break. And I think it's pretty good right now. Like people complain about it, but people complain about it because they have no strips. But if you go back and even look at my VODs, a lot of the fights we lose is because we don't have no strips. You need to be able to balance, and that's part of what I like about today's meta versus the meta of pre-hot. Pre-hot, all you need is just fucking upload full spike motherfucking damage. Everyone go hamster damage, don't fucking matter. Now you need to balance damage with strips. You need to balance damage with strips with cleanses. You need to balance damage with strips with cleanses with heals. There's so much more, intricacy to this game mode than there was when this game was released to probably 2015, for sure. I know, and the people that complain, are the people that just probably just roam and don't try to be organized at all. But people that want to be organized and people that love kind of intricate fights, they will appreciate kind of how World v World has evolved over time. Azure the manager, that's right.
Yeah. So I guess moving on to the next topic, because I have a couple of things.
You're moving on to the next topic. All right. I still got a bunch of questions for you, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, we take turns. Okay,
fair. This is the first time that's happened on this show, but all right, let's take turns.
I'm proactive.
All right.
Conversation. It's a two-way thing, not a one-way thing. I'm interviewing you.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So I want to talk about. Still talking about commanders, about tagging. I don't like when I log in on World versus World, I tag up and then whoever was in the map tags down. It bothers me when that happens. I'm like, why are you tagged down? You don't have to tag down just because I tagged up. Um, like, I personally think it's better to have multiple tags. Um, so ideally, in the perfect world, each tag there would be 2 tags. Each tag would have 20 players in the squad. Of course, this kind of like leads up to like the nut hugging, thing that's happening. I'm not saying it's bad or good. It is what it is. When I get 2 guilds fighting me, like that sucks because I'm only one person. But I'm talking about like a strategic, more, I guess, topic because let's say we both go to the enemy borderland, like, and they have T3 hills and T3 bay. One tag can go push bay, while the other tag push hills. I think that would be like the correct way to do it, because the enemy can't respond to both of them. Uh, and and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I know when I tag up, there's hidden squads, there's private tags. I don't see where they are, unless they're like near me and I see their dots, their green dots. That's only when I see them. This is a hot take. I think commanders, when you tag up, you should be able to see the other commander tags, regardless if that they're hidden squad or not.
I like that idea as a team player, but then there's trolls out there that would troll the fuck out of those hidden tags. Unfortunately, there's people that would be malicious to just follow them around and like expose them. But your premise, I agree with that. I think smaller forces are better. And in fact, I gave this suggestion. I had a meeting with ANET like 3 or 4 ANET devs back in like 2014, 2015 around hot. I forget the exact date. And I told them to decrease the squad size from 50 to 25 and then make it so that, those people in that squad would just move a little bit faster than people outside of squad so that people, wouldn't just like roll outside of squad and follow. Like you need to create your own squad and go off and do your own thing. I think that would be helpful. But part of the problem why people blob and the reason why people blob is because shit is so hard to motherfucking take in this game. Like with all the tactics and P3 and reinforce and defensive buffs and it's fucking nonsense. Like shit should not be so and then the siege on top of it. Shit should not be so hard to take. If shit wasn't so hard to take, you wouldn't need the entire fucking server on a side to do it. Like tap stuff at T2. Get rid of structural buffs. Get rid of some of these motherfucking tactics. Or the reason why it's there and the way it should be is activate. All this stuff can be only activated if all 3 servers are there. If all 3 servers are there and it's a 2v1, then I agree, all this stuff needs to be there. But the problem is nowadays, majority of stuff is taken in 1v1 situations or attempted to be taken in 1v1 situations. There's not a lot of 3-way action nowadays. And the reason for that is there's no reason for there to be 3-way action. They got rid of orbs. The only place you, more often than not, probably 80-90% of the time, get 3-way action is at SMC or on reset night. Other than that, there's no 3-way action. It's 1v1s. And 1v1s, shit is too hard to take. Like structural buffs should only activate when all 3 servers are present in equitable numbers. Tactics should only activate when all 3 servers are there in equitable numbers. There should be a cap to the amount of siege that you can drop unless they're outnumbered. Like some of this stuff is just simple. But if you don't do any of this, then stuff is too hard to take. You need the entire fucking server.
All right. A couple things about that. So, yeah, 3-way fights are probably like the best content. But like I said at the very beginning, if you're looking for fights, just push an objective and the fight will show up there. To add on to that, fight guilds, they look for the OJs. They always chase the OJs. That's what I've learned. So as soon as they see OJ somewhere, you bet your ass they're going over there. So the 3-way fights, they will happen in the Borderlands. I've seen it, because I'm the one that caused it. When I'm pushing these tiered up objectives.
Yeah, but what happens in these 3-way fights, right? More often than not, one team stands here, One team stands there, one team stands there, and they're just staring at one another.
Yeah.
No one's
one wants
committed.
to push.
No one wants to push. Everyone just staring for fucking 30, 45.
but
And
look
I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of it too
No, no.
because it's fucking. It's there's. Once again, there needs to be an incentive to push a 2v1. What was the incentive originally? Orbs was the incentive to push the 2v1. Whoever had the orbs got the 2v1, was expecting the 2v1. You knew they weren't going to hit each other, they were going to hit you. Like, there needs to be more of that, and that needs to come within the game system.
Right. I mean, I guess the incentive right now, currently, is just bags. People just want
Bags,
to
yeah,
fight.
that's a shitty incentive.
So let's talk about the three-way Mexican standoff when people just stare at each other. I want you to tell me right now, in a standoff like that, where 3 or 2 Zergs are staring at each other, does the person that push first, are they gonna win or are they gonna lose?
Like, people's. I mean.
Or does it just depend? Is this a hard answer? Is this a hard
I think it depends because, like, I think I'm a very hated commander, so I think if I'm facing off towards versus 2 servers, they're both always gonna push me, and I kind of expect it. Very rarely do I ever see another server hit the other one. They're always just both pushing me, so that's kind of how I play. But if I wasn't me and I was just, you know, kind of sitting there as a neutral party, and the chances of them hitting each other was the same as them hitting me, I'd say that the rather than the person that pushes first, it's the person or the group that puts themselves in a position of disadvantage first is just gonna get fucked. So does that, if you move first, does that, you know, create more opportunities for you to put your group in a position of disadvantage? Maybe. But I don't think just because you make the first move, you're the group to lose. I don't think that's accurate because oftentimes, as much as people say that I pirate ship and all that shit, I'm always moving forward to try to fucking create some action the best I can. More often than not, like, it is what it is. But, you know, I don't know if it's fair to say if you move first, you're gonna die. I think it all depends on your positioning.
The reason why I brought it up is because that's why people don't want to fight. That's why the three-way Mexican stare down starts. Because...
Well, that's because I think if I hit, say I'm fighting you, and then say off on the left is Team C. If I hit you, Team C is probably just gonna mop up and attack both of us, or whoever's losing the fight on our side, then mop up the other team, right? And that's the unfortunate thing about it. Whereas maybe if there was some type of incentive, like even if there's a mini King of the Hills all around the map, you know, then you're guaranteed. All right, we are the 2v1 because we're the King of the Hill right now, or something like that. Like they could do little fucking fun mechanics if they wanted to, and if they took some time to think about it to really make it fun and interesting. Right now, it's just boring. Like, I love the game mode, don't get me wrong, but it's boring.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, I don't know. To you, it's boring. To me, it's not boring.
I mean, I've been doing it for so long, though, right? Like, it's just, it's nothing, it's not fresh. Maybe boring is the wrong word. It's not fresh.
Okay, it's not
it's
fresh.
not fresh. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Like, I've done it, I've seen it, you know, it is what it is. Like, every fight is different still, which is cool, but, you know, there's only so many times you can attack fucking Stomas. There's only so many times you can attack a tower, attack a keep. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, here's what I think. Fight guilds, you know, these people that want to fight or that roll over people, this W key, you know, if you feel that confident that you can kill anybody, then take their freaking tier 3 objective. You know, because that's what you do. That's what you do.
I mean, I do that to farm though. Like I don't do it to, like, people think I like flipping shit. I do not like flipping shit. I just do it to create action. Okay. Like I do it to create action, kind of like what you do. Like I do it to create action. I don't. If I had a choice to not flip stuff, I wouldn't flip a damn thing. Honestly, like I'm forced to flip stuff because people don't often like to fight open field. Unfortunately.
People like to fight or don't like to
fight? Don't.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
I mean, I think it just depends on each group's ability. There's certain groups that like to fight open field, but I'd say that's probably the minority.
Yeah.
On EU, it's the opposite. I think on EU, most groups like to fight open field. On NA, most groups like to fight near structures, in structures with siege.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a little bit of a weird culture difference.
I agree with that.
But like, if I had a choice, like, to not flip anything, I would not flip anything, my friend. Trust me. I know people think differently, but I don't like going into keeps and towers and fucking
So you don't
lord's
like
room.
PPTing pretty much.
I do it out of necessity. I don't do it because it's fun.
Why don't you like capture things? I don't understand it.
For the same reason that I just said. There's just too much effort. There's too T3 shit reinforced with tactics with siege. Like I'm always fighting siege. I'm always how much siege can a man eat? Like it's fucking tiring, right? Like I
I
don't.
mean, you. I guess the topic about Siege is interesting because I like using Siege. I think one time I was watching your stream and you said it. You said, you know, if that's what it takes for you to win, then just do it.
I think so. I don't know if I said that or not, but I probably said something along the lines of like, if that's what you got to do to win, then that's your choice to do it. But I like to just have fights, preferably. I mean, I think it's the place where I think it's cheesy. All right, and I'll say this straight up. Doesn't matter who's commanding or who I'm fighting against. If you have equitable numbers, okay,
Yep.
and you're also in comms, or your two guild groups are in comms, and I'm attacking you, you clearly have structural buffs, and then on top of it, you're building siege to just, and you have, all the other advantages. Is that really necessary? Like, at what point is too much too much? Are you just fucking? Are you playing for a good fight, or are you just playing to fucking smoke the enemy? I don't know. I mean, I guess
Oh,
everyone plays for different reasons. I like to
okay.
play for a good fight the best I can.
Yeah.
But if
In
I
my
don't get a
case,
good fight, then I'll go and fight in the Lord room, I suppose, if I have to.
yeah. In my case, the reason why I like Siege a lot, and World v World in general, is because it's the medieval warfare fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, for example. That's how I imagine it. Like if historically speaking, in the medieval times when this was actually happening, where like castles were a thing and armies fought each other, they used siege. They didn't just fight. That's the way I look at it.
I mean, that's fair, but then if that's the case, and if that's the mentality anyone wants to take, then they need to create offensive siege too. Like because right now
Offensive siege.
majority of the siege is all fucking defensive. Yeah, give me some fucking siege towers. Give me some fucking like some
Wait,
fucking
you
ladders to scale the walls. Give me
Ballista's
some.
not offensive.
No, because ballista sucks balls. Like, how can a ballista hit an AC right here? Like, what ballista is gonna hit this AC? All these fucking shitty ACs that I'm looking at right now, these are all pissers to take down. You need rangers and Ellies, and you're sitting with rangers and Ellies
Oh,
to try to
okay.
de-siege
Okay,
it,
you're okay.
right? You're sitting with that rangers and Ellies to try to de-siege it while entire blob is running all these ACs down on your dome. Like, there's too much advantage for the defender. There's way too much advantage for the defender.
I
Like,
mean,
give me if you want to make this like what you're saying, like siege warfare, and that is the premise. Fine, like that. Then let's fucking go siege warfare, but let's do it right then. Give me some fucking offensive siege. Give me some ladders to scale. Give me some siege towers. Give me some fucking good shit, and let's go.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I agree that they could use some more siege, but technically speaking,
Let me also preface that by saying I don't want more siege, okay? But if we're gonna go down that route,
I
let's
know
do
you
it
hate
right.
siege. I get it, I know. But technically speaking, every siege is counterable by each other.
Not really. How do you counter this trap right here?
Shield gen. What are you talking about?
Shield gen, and then how
Yeah.
do you break down the gate then?
You can catapult.
You're gonna catapult the gate.
Or you can Omega
Oh my
Golem.
goodness.
You
And,
can
right,
Omega
and then what's the counter for the Omega Golem?
Disabler.
Shield gen. So between Treb and Shield gen, how do you take down the gate?
Well, you can also ram when you shield gen.
Right. No, you can't ram because the Treb's here. Shield gen
Yeah, but
eliminates
if
the
you have a
Omega.
shield-
So
if you have
how
a
do you
shield
want me
gen
to
behind
how
the
do you want me
tank-
to take this keep now? With the blob inside, fully sieged up. It's a pisser. The way to do it is if it's getting double teamed, then they gotta split their force. But if it's not getting double teamed, this much siege with the right amount of siege, nothing will ever get taken in a 1v1.
Well, you could also just attack the structure from a distance. Like you could treb any objective,
And then what is the counter to that? Shield gen.
right?
So then
And
how do you get inside this keep and take this keep?
You have your own shield. You protect your shield. You protect your trebs with your.
But how
shield
do you
gen.
get inside? Fine, I've protected my Trez, but how do I get inside the keep now?
Probably like Mesmer portal.
No, you still have to break down something to do Mesmer Portal.
I'm telling you, from a distance with a trap, you could break it down.
No, but you shield gen the walls, so your trebs aren't effective now. So how do you get inside the keep?
All right, I don't got an answer.
It's nonsense. That's why. And it's not you don't have an answer. There is no answer. Like if you really siege something properly in a 1v1 T3, it's toxic because at the same time you still got to eat all the counter siege too. It's kind of a shitty situation. Like I said, I think a lot of this stuff should only activate on 2v1 when all three servers are in this area. Then all this extra defensive stuff should activate because it's needed then. But in a 1v1, all this defensive stuff just makes it completely atrocious and unfun, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Punch the walls with your hand.
Well,
Catapult. Oh, dude, I would love that if you could catapult people over the
that would be
fucking wall.
funny. That would be pretty amazing, actually.
Can you imagine with siege towers and ladders and catapult? Listen, if you want to go down the siege route, let's just get it done and do it right. Like if that's the route you want to go, I won't argue against it too much. If you're gonna fully do it right and balance it, it could add an interesting element to the fucking game. But as it stands now, siege is too powerful. Defensive structures are too powerful. All
Oh,
the
yeah.
tactics are too powerful.
I can agree with that. But it's not like it's always like it's not like you can't say like siege and tactics is always like 100% win rate or success rate because sometimes siege isn't enough. Sometimes the tactics don't do the trick, and people die. I've seen it. We tried to defend something with siege. We try to use tactics, and at the end of it, we all die and they flip it.
But what's the difference there?
Probably just the comp. Probably like
Comp,
just
and
different-
probably your group wasn't on comms or the enemy was on comms. But let's just say hypothetically, both groups are equal power in strength. Both
Yep.
are in comms, both are in comp, both are on meta, and then you give all that siege, all that structural buff advantage, as well as the tactics advantage to the defenders. It's too much. It's way too much. That's why when on equal forces, shit never flips. It just never flips, and that's not the way this game should be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think stuff flipping more often is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yep.
I think T3 is nonsense. They should just get rid of T3 across the board. Make the highest upgrade T2.
Wait, it's not hypocritical. Didn't you just say you didn't like flipping things?
I don't like flipping things, but I think stuff flipping is a good thing. Like T3 stuff is not a good thing. Like T3 things that have been sitting for days that hasn't been
Yeah.
touched, doesn't flip is not a good thing. Whereas if stuff is a little bit easier to take and it flips more often, that creates more action, in my opinion. Especially for the servers that don't have like late night OCX or late night
Yeah.
NA or PST or C, where they can just go and like just flip everything whenever everyone's sleeping. Like, for servers that don't have that benefit, it's huge for them to be able to actually flip things a little bit easier. And it shouldn't be this hard to flip stuff, especially in 1v1s. And unfortunately, 2v1s don't happen often enough. It's just a fact.
Yeah, I mean, it feels great when I get to flip something that was like hold for like days or hours. Part of that usually occurs because either they had no scouts or no one was paying attention, or they were busy somewhere else, which I guess is why I mentioned that other thing about having multiple tags hitting different objectives at the same time.
That's only good if you can ninja it. Otherwise, if the enemy team has even a little bit of siege up or some of their tactics or it's T3, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be really hard for you to
But
take
you
shit.
can take out the siege most of the time up on the walls with like Ellie's or Rangers. Just AoE up at the wall. It'll destroy it eventually. It'll take a while, but you'll destroy it.
If there's no defending force.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Go ahead, ask your question.
So I know you've only been around a month, but and you've only been in T4, right? T4 for now.
So yeah. So we are first place tier 4, and we've never gone down to second place tier 4. We keep transitioning between tier 4 and tier 3.
Okay.
It's definitely a struggle for us to stay in tier 3. And that's our goal currently, is to try to stay in tier 3. That's probably not gonna. I mean, I don't know. I'll try, but part of it is just because rankings, World War rankings, of course, just involves PPT, like who has the most
Unfortunately,
victory
they should
points.
just make random matchups. Get rid of this whole fucking tier system.
I mean, the random matchups will occur once alliances come out. I guess that's the way I understand it.
Maybe,
Uh,
maybe. As long
so
as they get rid of the stupid tier system. If they keep the
yeah, yeah,
stupid tier
yeah,
system, then
yeah.
it's just
I would like the
fucking
tier system.
servers basically reshuffling. That's all it is.
Yeah. And bring back the World leaderboard.
So who's your arch nemesis down there in the month? Who would you say is your toughest fight, or who do you enjoy fighting the most, or who do you fight the most often?
Like this week.
Just generally, you've been around a month. Who would you say is kind of like your arch nemesis? Who's your arch
My
nemesis down there?
arch nemesis. I don't
Yeah.
have it. I don't have an arch. I don't have beef with anyone.
No, it's not
Really.
beef, not beef. Like not, it's not negative. Just kind of
Like a
who
tough
do you?
group to fight.
Yeah, and who do you trade round with a lot? Like you're fighting like, hey guys,
Oh
we
man.
we have a good chance of winning. We goes back and forth. You know, it's a good fight. It's a fun fight. It's a tough fight.
I feel like you're just trying to make me say a guild name.
No, not negative. Like you
Okay,
can say
okay,
a guild
okay.
name if you want. You could say commander if you want. I ask every commander the question. I mean,
Alright.
it's up to you. You don't have to answer it.
I mean, I mean, I fight anybody really.
Okay.
That's how you get my attention. That's how you get me to fight. Push one of my objectives, and I'll come defend.
Okay.
Like one time, someone was DM'd me. He was like, "Hey, do you want to not GBG, like just open field fight somewhere else on the side?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And then after I said no, I went to red map because someone was attacking Stoic, and it turns out it was just that guy that DM'd me. I was like, okay, whatever, we'll fight.
Have you had all positive interactions with commanders, or have you had any negative interactions with anybody?
Like enemy commanders or
Yeah, enemy commander, or I guess even same commanders. I suppose it's
so
a
so
broadly open question.
that's a good question. Here's my thing. I think World suffers from communication. There's a huge communication problem in World versus World. I don't know why. I feel like I'm the only one talking all the time in World versus World. I'm the only one talking in voice. I'm the only one talking in map chat, team chat. Yeah, I have some people that here and there do scouting stuff and call out things, but most of the time, team chat and map chat are just memes. But nobody talks to me. I don't get any messages from other commanders. I do get some. I won't say I won't get none, like absolutely zero. There are some commanders that do whisper me. They're like, hey, good job, or where you are, do you need help, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm trying here. That's pretty much it. No one has been well, I won't say no one has been toxic towards me. Everybody gets hate in World versus World. A lot of people, you say a lot of people hate you, I can say the same thing. A lot of people hate me for some reason. I don't even know why. I did nothing to them.
That was too close for comfort.
That's actually interesting to hear. Maybe I guess I don't. Well, it's weird because the hate is like so fucking like it's so singular. Like they hate me when like they talk to me when I'm on the same server or link as them, and then they're fucking mad at me when I'm not. It's so fucking weird, dude. I don't know how to describe it.
I mean, I don't hate you personally, Endo.
I appreciate that. I don't hate you either. I don't hate anybody. That's the thing. I don't hate a single fucking person in this game. Guild, commander, player, nothing. It's just a fucking video game at the end of the day. I honestly, I don't have any. I find some people annoying. I find some people toxic. I find some communities more fun to play than others, but I don't hate anybody. Like, hate's a very strong word in my opinion, and word reserved for, or should be reserved for, IRL stuff. You should never hate anyone through a video game.
You should just say people shit on you, I guess.
Yeah, I do think some people hate because I get a lot of personal tells that are just inappropriate. Like they just like wishing COVID upon me, my family, and like saying it's like the some of the stuff, the tells and DMs I get are kind of shocking to the conscience. It's a little bit cringy. Not even a little bit. It's a lot of bit cringy. Some people take this game mode way too fucking serious.
Yeah, and that's what I harp is just have fun. I guess that's kind of why I like flipping objectives, because I tell people like, okay, I'm here to help you get to rank 10K. That's my goal. I'm here to help you get all your world achievements. I'm here to help you get your weekly diamond chest. A lot of people don't finish their weekly diamond chest, and that's kind of sad to me, because I finish up by Saturday, so it's my like I try to be helpful by helping them get their weekly diamond chest. The only way to do that is by flipping objectives.
All right.
So that's why I say I'm like a 60% PPT, 40% fighting. You know, that's the way I operate. Um,
What are your thoughts on the direction ANET has stated they're taking World v World?
I'm excited. Uh, I'm kind of surprised they haven't said anything about the Alliance beta yet. I was hoping they would say something end of April, but now I guess they'll say something end of May, and it'll be something for the summer. Who knows what they're gonna do? But I'm very hopeful, very excited. I think World v World will improve. More people will be playing it. So, now's the time really to get into it, especially after the Steam release happens. You're gonna get a fuck ton of people in World versus World because that's like the main important aspect about Guild Wars 2. That's the thing that stands out from the other games is the open world v world thing.
I
You
agree.
know,
I love your optimism. I love your hopefulness and optimism.
hey,
I'm a little, I'm also hopeful and optimistic, but I'm also a little jaded. I just been let down by ANET way too much over these years.
I mean, yeah, but I I can say a lot, but I don't think it's right of me to say it. It is ANET, they're a company. They made some poor decisions in the past, but now it looks like things are starting to look up.
Hopefully. What is there anything that you have on a like a wish list that you'd like to see ANET do for either Commanders or World v World?
Siege skins,
That would be
siege
cool.
skins. Would you buy those if they had siege skins? Like let's say like they sold like I don't know like Jade theme like siege.
There would have to be a lot of them though, not just like one. But yes, I would actually, 100%, hundred
Like
fucking percent. I'd buy a bunch of
imagine,
different seasons, and then
imagine
honestly, I don't use a lot of siege, but then I might just have to use siege just to use the fucking skins.
yeah. Give me
I'd literally just drop
skins.
a line of fucking siege just to use my fucking skins in the middle of fucking nowhere, and then be like, oh, Indo is here. Oh, totally. I think siege skins would be a great idea. Anything else? Anything quality of life as a commander that would make your life easier as a commander that you'd like
Oh
to see?
man, so I'm a type manager too because I do both because I have to communicate with the people that are non-Discord. Give me like I don't know like a way to do like fast commands
Fast commands. You are the second commander to say that, or third, where you could hotkey automatic things and you just say it and
yeah,
it just shows up. Yes.
or in-game voice chat. That would be even way
Uh,
better.
I don't think they'd ever do that, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
yes, I agree with you. That
there
would
would
be.
be a lot of
Then fuck Discord. It makes
talking.
it easy, but it'd be pretty toxic.
Exactly. Oh man. Maybe a battle pass, but I don't know. A battle pass sounds like battle pass to me just sounds like another reward track, like a viable reward track. I don't know.
Yeah, but if they made it like amazing and they changed the skins on it and the rewards on it every 4 months to make it like a quarterly battle pass, and they needed to monetize World v World to put some resources into it, I'd pay. If they say, we're gonna try to monetize World v World, we're introducing a battle pass, we're gonna get a lot of World v World unique rewards, gonna be changing quarterly, we're not gonna reuse them, and we're gonna use all those resources to try to fucking build, more content for the World v World game mode. I'd pay. I'd support the game that I play a lot. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, definitely. I
If
get
that's what needed to happen, then fine. I think there's
it.
plenty of people that love this game mode that be willing to support it, to pay for a game, a battle pass, if there was a reason for it. Number one, and if it meant that we would get more content.
Yeah, definitely. Other things on my wish list. Honestly, a new map. Give me a new map. I'm tired of 2 Alpine Borderlands.
I agree with you.
Uh,
It took them forever and a day to build Desert Beal, and they fucked it up though. So I don't have a lot of high hopes. I hope that they would do it right. But yes, a new map would be fucking amazing. Amazing.
why do you think people hate Red BL? Let's talk about that next. let's talk about why people hate Desert Borderlands.
It's too fucking big. Like, and some of the shit doesn't serve a purpose. This tower, this tower, this tower, and this tower, they serve no fucking purpose. Why? What is the purpose that these stupid towers like serve? Like these camps are out in Narnia too. Like what the fuck? Like, all right, this one's okay. This
So-
one's okay. These two towers are pointless. You can't do anything. You know, it doesn't, increase the advantage of attacking the keep. These two towers are pointless. And then once you're inside, to get anywhere, it takes forever. There's all these narrow fucking paths and fucking chokes, and there's too many chokes in this game to begin with, and there's just more of it in this fucking BL. And then every fucking lord is a PV fucking boss. It's absolutely the shittiest fucking map ever.
Okay,
As you can
okay.
hear my passion,
Hold up,
an
hold
absolute
up, Endo.
fucking
I'm gonna stop you right there, friend.
fucking terrible map.
Okay,
Terrible
okay,
map.
Okay. So, I personally really like that they made every lord in that map different. I think that's how it should be for every single map. I don't like that every lord in Alpine Borderlands and EBG is the same lord.
Fine, but I think you can agree that all these lords shouldn't have as much CC as they do. Like the bubble on this fucking boss is stupid. Like what the fuck? The jump and then the fucking the walls on this boss is stupid. And then on fucking this boss, the non-stop fears is absolutely stupid. Like once again, defenders already have every fucking advantage. Every fucking advantage versus the attackers. On top of it, you've just basically given them a fucking super boss that has nothing but CC. Like, come on.
Okay. I mean, yeah, maybe they could balance the lords. Maybe. But I still think having like a diverse like roster of NPCs in every tower, every map will make the game interesting. Like imagine like the veteran guards in the towers. Like what if they were all Necros or what if they were all Mesmer?
Yeah, I mean,
NPCs?
I agree with that because this boss is cool because it's a fucking lich. That's pretty kind of cool. This guy down here, or one of these two, is like a ranger. I think it's kind of cool. Like shit like that is cool, right? Like it's neat. It's kind of unique. It sets it apart from everything else. Fine, it's not just a default boss. But they went overboard with the lords. Like the amount of CC, then the bubble on this East Keep, you can't even break it. Once you're stuck in the motherfucking the little ring, the donut, you're stuck in the donut. Do you know how many times I've just bombed, ultra bombed, like groups the fuck out, but because they're stuck in the donut? It's stupid. I should never be able to do that. Like all I do is I sit there, I watch, they suck in the donut, I move in, and I just bomb them. They can't go anywhere. They're done. Game over. Like there's no skill, there's no tactic, there's nothing that it took me to beat them. I just exploited a stupid like there's no counterplay to it. There's no counterplay to that. Non-counterplay boss and just bombed out an entire blob with like 25 players. I should never
Why
be
would
able
you
to do
fight in
that.
the lords room, honestly? Like that's such a bad move.
I should never be able to do that because they want to flip the keep. That's why, right? If you
Well,
gotta want to
oh,
flip the
yeah.
keep, you gotta fight in the Lord's room.
No. I think you should kill the enemies that are outside of Lord's Room. Once you kill them, then take the keep.
I mean, at some point, it's still with E waypoints, and this is not that far to run. To be honest with you, you still got to start on the Lord. By the time, say you did do that, and then you go onto the Lord, that's still enough time for that group to fucking run back, re-rally to fight you. So at that point, you either have to pull off the Lord to reset the Lord again, or stay on the Lord to keep working on the Lord and kill the players, right?
In that situation, that's really when two groups will be like effective. Like one group on the Lord and one group fighting the players.
I would agree if the group find the players can hold off the blob on their own. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay. Cool.
But I mean, you need there's a certain type of group that's able to hold off a map queue with 30 players, while the other 30 or 35 players are whacking on the Lord, right?
Yeah, I mean,
There's not many groups that can do that. To be fair,
it's pretty simple, honestly, when you come think about it. Get a fight guild and a PPT guild, and you all get to eat the same cake, pretty much.
I'd say on paper, yes, but even today's fight guilds would have a hard time holding off an organized map queue. To be honest.
Okay.
Like even like I including our guild, I don't know a single fight guild or GVG guild or any type of guild that has 30 players that could hold off an organized map blob. It's not doable nowadays.
It's interesting.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. I personally don't think that's a bad thing. But you need equitable numbers.
Yeah, and it's interesting that that we're talking about red map because you're talking about like red map lords are like OP or like unfair. Have lots of CC. But the interesting part is red map is the map that suffers the most. Their stuff is always flipped at. No matter what tier you're in, red map is always probably paper.
It's because the map is too big.
Yeah, I know.
You can't scout everything, and there's no point to scout everything.
So that's like a culture thing, really. I mean, I know nowadays there's like no reason to like be a scout. And during the World v World tournament, a lot of people scouted, escorted yaks, called out for stuff. Like those are the good old days.
And I think people that have commanders that respond to stuff still do it. Sorry?
That's me. I
Yeah. So
respond when people
I think if you respond to stuff, people will be like, all right, this guy's gonna actually come and help. I think a lot of it is scouts get discouraged when they scout stuff, they put in the effort, they seed it up, they watch stuff, they call out stuff in team chat, and then no one responds. Like that has to be the ultimate demoralization for a scout, where they've put in all this effort, they scout something, and then the enemy's there, and then no one responds to it. So then you can't blame these guys for being like, why the fuck did I just waste 3-4 hours? And in my opinion, scouts were some of the most are some of the most devoted fucking players. Like I've never, I always try to, if someone's scouting and they tell me they're scouting, I always invite them to squad and I give them that shared participation thing.
Yeah.
I always do that. Anyone even tells me, I offer it to them like without question. I just say take shared participation. Scouts, historically, in my opinion, have been some of the most devoted fucking players, I've ever seen. Like they're married to the fucking structure. It's like their baby. It's like that little Tamagotchi pet from back in the day. They're growing it, they're growing it, they're growing it, they're building seeds, they're protecting it, walking yaks, they're nurturing it, and then they call out the enemies there and no one gives a fuck. That's demoralizing.
Yeah, it's definitely a community problem, like a culture. Like, I guess people need to care more, Like I said before, there's a communication problem. Nobody talks. Nobody talks.
That's true too. Stash said that it doesn't help that there are tons of exploits to get into keeps in Red BL. That is actually true as well. But I think that's once again a flaw of the map. The map itself is flawed. Like it doesn't serve a strategic purpose the way it's built. And I think what they should have done is like there's a lot of open space here. Like I think they could have moved the keep a little bit up or move the towers a little bit in. Like there should be a reason to have these towers that gives you an advantage to the keep, just like Alpine. Like at least here, this tower can treb Bay, these two towers can treb, Garrison. It serves a purpose. But for Red BL, more often than not, I just skip the outer towers, go straight for the Garrison. Like who gives a fuck? Tower, no tower, there's no reason for it. I don't give a fuck. Maybe if it's gonna draw me a fight. Otherwise, if my goal is just to get in somewhere, I skip the towers, go straight for the keep. Whereas on Alpine, more often than not, I'll hit a tower before I go to the keep just to get that strategic advantage if I need it.
Gotcha. Originally, that's why they created the shrines, is so you can travel faster around the map. I mean, that's what their purpose is, right?
Yeah, no one uses them because they're still, in my opinion, they're still tough to get and hold because they're too spread apart even.
Yeah.
I think the shrines are still too far apart. That's my opinion though. But yeah, that is exactly what they created for. You're right, 100%.
Alright, let's see. Do I have anything else on my wish list?
How about game balance? While you're thinking about your question, I'll continue with my list. What do you think about the game balance currently?
The game balance?
You're my first, you're my first interview post EOD, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
So, even with the EOD, what do you think game balance wise?
I see a lot of Harbingers, a lot of Virtuosos. I mean, I get it why, because they got those AoE skills. That's pretty much it, I think.
So are you happy with it? Are you unhappy with it?
I'm unhappy with it. Yeah, I was hoping after End of Dragons the meta would change. I was really hoping for that, but then it really didn't. I was like, oh, okay, but they're talking about like this big balance patch is gonna happen this summer, so that's where my hopes are right now. I'm expecting some big changes this summer. Whatever that is. I know they're changing banners, and I think they're changing like rangers or something.
Yeah, spirit pets.
So that's gonna be interesting. I know right now the meta is like rise, like tank damage with like the
That's
minions.
not the meta. I think most of the
It's like
I think a lot of groups exploit it, but more, in my opinion, more of the better groups like that aren't looking. So more of the better groups that are confident in their own gameplay, you'll find that they're
yeah,
not using Rise unless they're running against a larger force. Like if you just go look at most of these groups, the only groups that are exploiting it are the groups that aren't confident in their gameplay, regardless of numbers. There's some groups that just only use Rise, but I think that speaks more to the lack of their confidence in their own ability that they need to use a crutch like Rise. But most of the fight guilds, if you look at them, they're only using Rise if they're fighting larger numbers. Otherwise, they're not even using Rise.
maybe I should run rise.
I
Since
mean, if
I'm
you feel like you need
pugmanding.
it, I think it wouldn't hurt. It would certainly make, you know, as a pugmander who's leading a lot of newer players, I would feel it's appropriate for you to rise. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I honestly, when I tag up, I tell people, hey, I want to see scourges, I want to see heralds, I want to see firebrands, I want to see scrappers, I want to see chronomancers. That's it.
So I think long as you have the strips coming from somewhere, because you definitely do lose some strips if you go to the rise. Um, but if you can cover the strips, then yeah, rise would help you take a beating a little bit better.
How do you feel about the strip sigil? There's like 2 strip sigils in the game. No
Yeah.
one ever used them, and I wonder why.
No,
Because
no, people do use them. People use absorb all the time.
technically speaking, any class can strip if you have the strip sigil.
No, people use them all the time.
Okay.
They
I
use
mean,
at least the absorb one.
yeah,
The one on interrupt. The
yeah.
three. They definitely use that one. That's on a lot of fucking builds. Chrono, Necro, you know, even some revs. And then depending on what class you're playing, they may use the other one, the nullification one. And I think those are mostly warriors and the renegades. But they definitely use them. For sure, they're used.
Okay. I mean, I guess I don't play those classes, so I'm not that familiar. I just something I observed. I was thinking about it. Um,
Is Hardstuck? I'll go to my next question if you're still thinking.
sure.
Does Hardstuck have an alliance yet, or are you guys thinking about making your own alliance?
No, we don't have an alliance with any guild yet.
Okay.
Like I said, everything's like still in the early stages. It's only been 1 month. Um, after we make this, after we potentially make this Hardstuck Ropey Road only guild, then we'll probably see who we're gonna ally with. I'm not sure who's gonna make that decision. But when I do know, I'll let you know, I guess. I don't know.
I'm just curious. Nice.
We primarily play Eastern time zone, I feel like, because that's
Right.
what I'm at. So on the weekends I go kind of extra hard because I can stay up late. So I try to play Pacific as well. That's about it.
Okay. And what's your stance on open field ethics or etiquette? I ask every commander this. Like, do you, if there's a, you just add in, or do you wait till a fight's finished between two servers before you get your fight, or
Um,
do you just send it?
so I'm not the kind of person that like chases after open field fights. Like if I see one that I'm not involved with, I'm probably not getting involved with.
Hmm.
That's just not me because I'm objective orientated.
Right.
Like, I don't wanna just open field fight. Like I've been down that road. Honestly, I have. I've played with guilds that done it, and that's where I learned how to firebrand a lot, and survive. So, I get it. It's fun sometimes, but after a while, I'm like, whatever. I guess I just like the challenge of pushing objectives like tier 3 keeps. It's very difficult, as you said, to flip some of this stuff.
It's a little too difficult.
But man, the the feeling when you capture it, oh boy.
No doubt. No doubt. How about your stance on pin sniping?
I don't pin snipe. I don't like when people pin snipe me. I don't really get pin sniped, probably because I'm not known. Nobody, well, I can't say I'm not like not well known.
Now you're known. After tonight, you're known.
No. People know me. People know me. Like, people know me, I guess. But you know, I'm not for pin sniping. I think that's bad. Uh, I don't. I don't. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. And then it's kind of one of my final questions that kind of ties into how we started. Like, what is your general kind of command philosophy, you know, in regards to world long term? Like, you know, I know you like to flip structures. I know you like to be welcoming, but you know, just long term, where do you see yourself in like 3, 4, or 5 months?
Um, I'm gonna be a father.
Outside of that, command wise.
Um, hopefully, you know,
In an ideal scenario, where would you like to see yourself? Let's put it that way.
I would like to see.
Hardstuck at what, like
I would
30
like to. I would,
regular, 40
yep,
regular?
yep. I would like to see Hardstuck at 30 regulars, all meta, all on Discord. Um, and you know, I do believe we have the potential to do it. You know, I'm not saying I'm not competitive. I am competitive. I can lead you. I can command you, but the rest of the squad has to pull their own weight. That's really what it comes down to. I can't do it all by myself, unfortunately. I need the rest of the team to, you know, focus on your movement, positioning, reaction. You got to be tight. You gotta move quickly. You know, you gotta know when to not overextend. That's pretty much it. It's just a lot of combat experience. You know, 5 months from now, I definitely feel like we will be, you know, a decent guild, fight guild, you know, to fight. You know, I'll be there to defend. If you want to fight me, any enemies out there, if you're listening to this, if you want to fight me, just push an objective. I'll come defend. I promise you.
I dig the attitude, and I'm actually really looking forward to tracking and following the progress of Hardstuck. So that's a month. The guild is a month, 1 month year old, right? Month old, not 1 month year old. 1 month
Well, I
old.
mean, like 1 month
So
in World.
yeah, well, that's what I mean. I mean, I don't care about PvE, to be honest with you. So, 1 month old in World v World. I'm really excited, really truly excited to see where you guys are. You know, at month 6.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing to see and track the progress. And I wish nothing but the best for you guys. I hope you guys are out there just dominating. I would love it. I would absolutely love it.
Yeah, I hope we get like more commanders too. That's really what Hardstuck needs is more
You
commanders.
guys have it right, like with Teapot as that,
I
you know, as that kind of focal point.
yeah.
He has a big audience to pump it. Does he played with you guys yet? Has he moved
Uh,
his tune?
he hasn't. He can play NA whenever he wants. He just hasn't played with me, per se.
Mm.
Well, actually, he played once. He didn't get on voice. He was just following. Well, cause you know he's a busy man. He's streaming. He's freaking leading this organization and the website and other admin stuff. So you know he can't always be tagging up in World v World. That's why he wants other people to do it. That's why he got me to do it, and that's why he's gonna get other people to do it. You know, sometimes he tags up, but he's not gonna tag up all the time.
I mean, he doesn't have to tag up. I think, you know, if he's kind of more the figurehead. But I think it would be helpful if he dropped into your Discord and squad and streamed it too, because that's a huge following. I think that's an opportunity. So you have the advantage, and this is my opinion. You have an advantage that very few other guilds have, where you can basically have a massive recruitment platform
Oh
to
yeah,
fill the ranks. But I don't think
pushed it.
like you're taking advantage of it.
No, I am. Trust me. Don't you worry. Every day, or almost every day, I type in the Discord in Hardstuck. Let me know if you want server transfer to SBI. We got you. We'll pay for it. I even advertise it in Mighty Teapot's own stream. I literally go on his stream and just type it out.
Bring it home then. Tell them be like it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes of your time. You know, just come follow on stream, let people watch and
I'm sure
listen.
he will.
Because
He will.
I think people listening to you, because he usually has what, 800 to 1,000 plus viewers, right, when he's streaming? Or am I wrong?
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong, but around there.
About 800, yeah.
Okay, so whatever it is, like just listening to you, because you, in my opinion, you know, you have a very positive attitude. You have
Yeah.
a very likable quality. You clearly know what you're saying in World v World. You know what you're doing. To hear it in action is different than seeing a fucking, you know, 3 sentence post of a recruitment post. So, I mean, I feel like you have the platform within your organization. To not use it is, I don't know, you're not really taking advantage.
No, I did talk to him once about it. He said he would. Like I said, he's just busy. I'm sure one day he'll
I
do
mean,
it.
half the time he's just fucking running around doing his own shit solo in World v World. Do the same thing except follow. What the fuck? No, am I wrong though? Like
Well,
half
no,
the time
no.
he just
Okay.
they'll
Okay,
call
okay.
here, whenever
no.
I see Teapot in World v World, here's Teapot in World v World. I'm gonna leave this squad real quick. All right, I'm gonna. This is no bullshit. I'm sorry, but I gotta call him out on it. Here it is. He's running around solo, not in a squad, just at Middle Island, just bouncing around on his necro.
He's entertaining people.
Yeah, but
Okay,
my point is,
And
you can
on top
kill
of that,
two birds with one stone by entertaining
hold
people,
on.
talking, and following you. No.
Here's my defense. He streams when I'm at work, when I'm not tagged up. When I do tag up, he's
That's
already
fair, then.
sleeping because he lives in EU.
Right. Okay, that's a fair pushback. That's a fair pushback.
So that's what you have to take in consideration. He will do it. I know he will do it. I just don't know when. Also, there will probably be a Hardstuck organized World v World tournament sometime in the future. Don't know when. No details yet. Just putting
But
that out there.
how would you do a World v World tournament without making it a GVG tournament?
I have no idea, dude. And that's not my decision to make. I'm not an organizer. I'm just telling you what is gonna come. It's in the works. But when details come out, you will.
I mean,
find out.
the only way you could do it. But then people would exploit that. Well, maybe not actually.
I mean, if
you could track, if you did a tournament, a World v World tournament, you do it by kills, and it might actually increase action. And actually, this is a fucking good idea. Holy fuck! Why didn't I think of this? You do a tournament based upon player kills and objectives, fucking flipped, and you can track all that, and it's trackable, because our Discord does it. And you say the tournament lasts for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever, so you can get different tiers in, one up, one down for the best of its ability, and then the guild that has the highest kills and or objectives flipped by the points that you've assigned wins the tournament. That's the way to do it, actually.
Yeah.
And then you can get all the tiers involved, and it would actually create a lot of fucking action, because then people would jump in to try to fight and brawl and flip and fight and get kills and stuff.
Yeah, and organizing tournaments is a lot of work and requires a lot of people.
That's true.
So,
Yep,
I mean, if you want to get involved, if you want the World v World tournament to happen, reach out to my Teapot. Tell me you want to help, and we'll get you set up. I mean, it's an idea. I mean, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but hopefully it'll happen by the end of this year.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a World v World tournament, that's, I think, how it can be done. GVD tournaments get done all the time, but I don't think you'd have a lot of participation there. But a World v World tournament like this, I think you would have participation, because then people will try to rack up as many kills and objective points as possible within the defined tournament period.
Yeah. So. That'd be
interesting. Cool. So I'm gonna leave you with this, unless you have anything else. I'm gonna give you the last word, but before we do, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to plug your guild and your crew.
Sure. Hardstuck NA World vs World is recruiting. We'll accept anybody. Just join the Discord. Discord is.
I'm gonna put it in the Twitch.
Sure. Give me a second. That is our Discord. Like I said, if you join the Discord, you're essentially part of the guild. The in-game guild is just full of organizers, people that wanna help the community. That's our goal, is to try to grow the World v World community. Other than that, Hardstuck will be a competitive force, eventually. Maybe not right now, but we are doing our best with lots of training. We just gotta keep pushing ourselves. I'm trying to be a very frequent commander, tagging up every day, gotta be consistent. That's pretty much what it comes down to. You can send me in-game mail. My account name is noxy.9578. Reach out to me if you want an invite to our server. I'll send you goals so you can transfer or whatever. SBI is high right now. I feel it's gonna be interesting. I wonder if SBI is gonna be a host next relink. I can't wait to see. That's about it for the plug.
Join up if you're new to World v World, and actually, they're probably the one guild. If they're able to get the World v World, unit up, branch up, there probably would be the only guild out there that actually is competitive in all multiple game modes. So it's a huge benefit, if they get it done. Then you have a very strong PV crew to play with, a strong World v World crew. So it's I think it's a big plus.
Yeah.
They got a great organization. They have solid leadership who's doing events all the time in PV and SPVP. It sounds like soon World v World. So if you guys can manage to get the trifecta, you would be the sole guild in GW2 that's able to do it.
Yeah, that's the main goal. I think you should invite Mighty Teapot to one of these podcasts.
If he commands, I would. It's only for commanders. It's only for commanders.
He does command though, not like every day. He commanded today.
Didn't he?
Yeah, you can watch his VOD if you want.
I'll have to check it. If he commands, I'll certainly invite him because I think he's a nice guy. He's definitely entertaining. He's whenever I have an opportunity, I and he's streaming. I watch it just like I'm sure many other people do. But one thing I'm trying to do with this is keep it exclusive to commanders only because there's plenty of people that interview one another for just regular Twitch personalities and stuff like that, but there's there's no platform out there that's just for commanders, at least to date.
Yeah, sometimes I stream. I guess I'll plug in my stream. It's
yeah, plug it.
Twitch.tv/Azure Avocado. I don't stream every time, but I should stream more so I can review my footage.
Paste it in the Twitch.
Yeah,
apparently Drew Fi says he does command a few times a week. I'll have to check it out then. I did not know that he actually commanded. Because I guess every time I tune in, he's running around solo at like Middle Island or one of the towers or doing PV stuff.
He's a World v World player at heart. He loves World v World, dude. It's his favorite game mode.
I didn't know that. He spends so much time in fucking PV.
Well, because he has to, because he's organizing everything. He's the big voice of Guild Wars 2, and 2022 is the year of Guild Wars 2. Don't you worry about it. Alliances is coming. World v World is gonna be in a good state by the end of this year. Mark my words.
And if it doesn't happen, I will get his IRL address. You guys can all send him hate mail later. Don't worry.
Yeah, sure.
But I appreciate you coming on, my friend. I appreciate it. Truly, it's been an enjoyable conversation, to be honest. I really loved getting your perspective.
Yeah. So I guess I should mention you should get that conversation going with Elrena from Hell. I just want to shout out to her because I was in her guild.
So just so everyone is aware, I did like 9 of these last year and then I kind of stopped because as much fun as I have talking to people, it is a bit of work to prep these, and then when I'm doing these I'm not commanding, right, which is the reason why I play this game or this gaming game mode. So and I was doing it on a weekly basis, so I just stopped. But it was actually Azure that motivated me because every single time I would stream, every single time, and he gets full credit for me starting these again because I'm gonna continue now that you remotivated me. And you see, it's these interactions, these relationships. You never know where the motivation comes from, but he remotivated me to do this because I truly enjoyed speaking to him, talking to him, and getting to know him and his guild. So I'm gonna do these more, and Elrenia was actually the person that I was gonna interview, prior, but she's gonna be the one I do next, and then Lectal. I've talked to Lectal as well. And, there's I had a list before I quit. I had a list of like 12 or 13 commanders lined up,
No, don't give up, man. I don't give up in
But
World versus World. You shouldn't give up either, dude.
yeah, I just stopped. But I'll start again. It'll
Yeah,
be
man. Put it on
Elrenia and
YouTube. You'll get
Lectal
the
in whatever
comments.
order, because those two were next.
YouTube, you'll get the comments, dude. I'm telling you.
Yo,
But
Bubblegum,
yeah,
thank you so much for the
I
5
guess
bomb, my
that's
friend.
pretty
Thank you,
much it. I don't
thank you
have
for that
anything
gift
else I
sub.
really want to talk about. It was a pleasure talking to you, honestly. Definitely something like surreal to me because I would never imagine myself talking to you on this podcast.
Why?
Uh, I don't know, because I guess I'm not well known. I don't know.
No,
I'm
fuck
not
that.
like
That doesn't matter. You're a commander. You're, as far as I'm concerned, I have the utmost respect. As much as sometimes I have, there's some commanders that I kind of, I'm a little bit disappointed in, frown upon, and I find sometimes annoying or whatever. I have a lot of respect for anyone that, you know, puts up the effort to command. Like commanding, people don't understand, right? And please take it from someone who loves commanding. I love it. If I couldn't command, I would not play this game. Commanding is work, my friends. So if you have a
yeah.
commander out there that you like following, that you love following, that you follow on the regular, show them your appreciation, love. Even if it means, hey, you send them a tell at the end or a DM, hey, I appreciate you commanding, or thank you for commanding. Even those little words means a lot to a commander. But trust me when I say commanding is work. It is a lot of work, and it can be frustrating, it can be upsetting, it can be enraging, it can be mind-boggling, it can be all these emotions, positive and negative. But if you have a commander out there that you love, show them some appreciation. I wish there was a commander appreciation week in this game. How beautiful would that be? Commander appreciation week. We should bring it forward.
Yeah,
Make it a
definitely.
reality.
I mean, I'm not sure if I'll mention it, whatever. Uh, I know that later there's gonna be like gosh, what the heck is it called? A commander tag rally week or something like that. Basically, from what I understand, the way he described it is Hardstuck's gonna be giving away a bunch of commander tags to people. And then like it's gonna be like a competition, I guess, to see like which new commander is like the most active or like is actually accomplishing things. Something like that. He can explain
Interesting.
it better to you than I can. And this applies to all modes like PvE, raids, World v World, etc. Um, but that's something that he was talking about. I don't know the details of it. Again, I'm not like an organizer or leader. I'm just a bug mander.
Ah, you're a leader.
Alright.
You don't need the title, but you're a leader. This conversation alone has told me that not only are you a leader, you have the mentality, the philosophy, and the sincerity of a leader. And I'm gonna say this with the utmost sincerity myself, is that one of the qualities that I admire most in other leaders and leadership are people who are selfless, and you've come across to me as an individual who is selfless, who thinks about others before himself, and I have the utmost respect for that. The utmost respect.
Yeah, I have one more thing I want to show you. Okay, a second.
I have to upload it. I'm going to upload it. I will. I promise you guys, I will
That's not
upload
it.
it to YouTube. By the end of next week, before the
That work?
Monday,
I
I'll
sent
get
you
it done.
something
I'll get
on
it done.
Discord.
Oh, did you? Hold on.
Fuck, I don't think it worked.
What is that?
It's a poster. Hold on.
Oh, no, I didn't get it. Just snippet it and then paste it in.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just give me a second.
But if there's any other commanders out there that you guys would love to hear from, drop me a DM in Discord or in-game mail or whatever, and I'll definitely invite them to the show. My commander lineup now, I gotta recreate it. I had a very heavy one before I just quit, but now I'll start it again. I'll start again. I really enjoyed talking to you, Zara.
Check that out. So, I mean, I guess in a way, I am responsible to create events in World versus World because what's the point of waiting for Ain't It to like make an event? Fuck that. Fuck the content from Ain't It. I'll make my own content. God damn it. That's where the World v World tournament came from. So if you show that on stream, This is called the MCR. It's something we're gonna start doing here at Hardstuck, and I invite any other servers or any other guilds to do this. If you want to pull it up on your stream. Basically, what we're doing is one night we're all gonna play one class. That's it. And just meme around at one class. So in May we're gonna be playing Guardian. Is on May 22nd. Everyone in Hardstack is gonna be Guardian. It's gonna be a 50-man Guardian squad. Hopefully we'll find another 50-man Guardian squad in the opposing team, and we'll see what happens.
Could be
The
fun.
point the
Could be
point
fun.
of this really is to like train people or like talk to them about like the importance of Guardian world versus world. That's pretty much it. I know a lot of guilds do this like on a small scale, but like we're trying to do this like on a large scale. You know, we're trying to see if other people can do it. So I don't know if you're gonna be commanding that day, but if you want, you could participate and just play all Guardian in your guild.
Maybe we have something similar. You know how we have the Warbucks system.
Yeah.
Basically, people can redeem Warbucks to have mono class raids and stuff like that, just to be silly. So we've done like Necros, NGs, Rangers, Revs. I think we've done Guardians. We tried Mesmers as well. We did a lot of goofy shit.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to keep the game mode fun, and interesting. That's all, really. I think the biggest problem in World Reload right now is just the rewards. I think that's what people
Rewards
are.
and content, like I said, it's like it's boring to take the same keep and tower over and over and over and over and over and over and over. They need to change it
Yeah.
out. They need to change it out.
All right.
But my friend, it's been an absolute pleasure. I give you full credit for remotivating me to get these done, and then Twitch, I give you guys full credit for motivating me to upload these to YouTube. I'll get onto YouTube, and if I don't get onto YouTube by next week, I know Azure is gonna come and hound me in Twitch, like he did about this thing. So.
Oh man, I'm so glad you're bringing these back. Because that's what we need to do. The community needs to listen to commanders.
I
We need
agree.
to listen to their opinions, their philosophy, their ideals.
And
That-
the thing I tried to do is like different. Like, I tried to interview small guilds, big guilds, Roman guilds, new guilds, old guilds, Zerg guilds, fight guilds, PPT guilds. I'm trying to interview as many commanders as possible, not only so the community knows all these commanders, but also I'm hoping maybe ANET might listen in and kind of see what all these commanders are saying and looking for and wanting, because I would love for all these commanders to continue doing it and having fun, because your favorite commander out there, I don't know, like I feel like if you lost your favorite commander, a lot of people would just stop playing. Like that commander person is important to a lot of people.
yeah, we need new commanders too.
Oh, 100% we need commanders.
Give me new commanders.
You were the newest commander on NA.
I mean, I don't think I'm the newest because I commanded
so.
a lot in caning. I was in caning.
Well, the
before.
newest who's trying to put a force together. The
Oh,
one
yeah.
before you that tried to do that was Amarok.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I guess in that retrospect you're correct. But I've been around the block, man. I'm old. Okay.
Well, you have a lovely evening, and I thank you again for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely,
It's
it's a
great.
pleasure and an honor, my friend. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And if you need anything from me, please don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah, sure.
I know you have a lot of resources already at your fingertips, but I'm happy to help whatever way I can.
All right, cool. Thanks again, Indo. And
All right, brother.
thanks, chat. See you in the battlefield.
See you on the battlefield. Take care.
Bye.
Deuces.